Yower. Yo, what up? What's good? Let me I don't know why. Like every time I get on here, it's like I never be ready. Give me a sec. Shout out to everybody who's tapped in. Give me a little sound check. Let me get a little sound check. But that's the benefit. That's the perk to being on the live. Yo, Rob T in the bill. What up, Rob T? What's going on, man? What you got planned for tonight? What you doing? What you doing on this Sunday night? See, look. Biz, what up? See, look, my camera's zooming in already. That's the problem with technology. Now I don't want to zoom out. That's that AI camera for you. Hey, Rob T, nice to see you on as well. What's good with you? What's good? What's good? Since I have you right there, and y'all know this is a sneaker channel, but there are some times when I just want to be having these good conversations with y'all. Now that we got the Travis Scotts out of the way, and yesterday we just had the Air Jordan 1 low, Chicago lows. For those of y'all that were interested, it was a fairly easy / decent cop, right? But the shoe didn't move. However, JD Sports did restock it, so I don't really think the shoe was difficult to get, but it outperformed the way that I thought it would. I thought these things were going to sit, so there's that. What do y'all have next on your radar? What's next? Shadow 10s, Black Cat 4s, Bugs Bunny 8s, Gamma 11s. I mean, that's what I have on my list. I just gave you my list. Yo, Ken, did anyone? Yep. Okay. Yep. I was about to say it. Ken Norton hit on the Travis. I'm gonna tell you right now, because you know how we get down over it. When one of us hit, we all hit. So shout out to Ken. Shout out to Ken Norton, man. Shout out to Ken Norton, man. Somebody in the squad hit, so it's always, man, it's always love on this end. We can't even be mad at it. We know somebody in our squad who hit on them fraggies. You cannot be mad at it. Can't be mad. Biz says, I want to edit your videos for more eye-catching. Oh, you on here selling something. Biz, what you selling? Your editing skills? Well, thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you. Say Ken is a legend. Wow, that's crazy. Yo, shout out to Ken. So Rob T, what you got? Shout out to everybody who's tapped in. Rob T, what's next on your radar? What do you have? Anything on your radar right now? Man, so like this is always like a tricky time of the year. My wife's birthday is coming up here pretty soon. This is that I feel like once you get through Halloween, the rest of the year just kind of flies. You got Thanksgiving, you have Christmas, you have New Year. And now is the time that's like super busy for me, even within the church, because now things really pick up. The end of the year in church, it picks up something tough. Like I believe I shared this with y'all in the past. We do like a Thanksgiving outreach, which is our second largest outreach in the church. And then we do our Christmas outreach, which is the biggest outreach that we do. Rob T said, I'm going to go for those Air Max 95s, even though I'm sure they're going to be limited and I won't hit. Which ones? Yo, congrats on the Caitlin Clark. I actually like that colorway, the Air Max 95. Is it called the 95,000s? Is that the name of them? Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Is it a collab? All right, Eddie Fax 95,000. Oh, wait, which ones? Is it a black Volt? What colorway? What colorway is it? Yeah, on sneakers. All right, let me see the 3D printed. Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay, same. There's the black cats. Yep. All right, good looks. I know what you're talking about. Labubu in the bill. What up? What's good? David Bell, DB in the build. What up? What's good? He said my dog is dancing on my shirt. What should I do? Let him dance. Just dance. Yo, car guy, what's good? What's good with y'all? What y'all got in your list? Rob T has the Air Max 95,000. Now that we got through the Travis, did any of y'all mess around with these Chicago lows? What's next on the agenda? Speaking of what's next, peep this. I made a video today. I dropped my Chicago video today, right? Man, it was a beautiful day out here. So this week in Colorado, we had like all 70s, like mid 70s, 73, 75, 76 or whatever. And then I believe now this week is going to change, kind of drop down to like the 50s or so, which is still actually fairly nice. But it was such a beautiful day today. I did a video outdoors, but I did talk my little smack in my video. And the smack that I was talking in my video was, I was like, don't let us YouTubers, right? I was like, don't let us talk you out of getting a sneaker that you want, because I like to consider myself like a real sneaker reviewer. And when I say that, I like to give my honest opinion. That's one thing about this platform that YouTube has allowed me to do, is actually it's allowed me to be me. So yeah, just don't let nobody. Everyone's talking smack about the Jordan 4s, you know. It's all squeaky, whatever. Man, if you want the kick, man, go get it. Don't let us talk you out of acquiring a cake that you want, because people can talk you out of things. So, but that was it. All right, car guy said I bought the Chicago's from JD's and had $30 status points, so I got them for $115 plus tax. So it was a good pickup for me, and I hit on these on my 6 and the Shadow. Wait, JD let you use $30 as status cash? How did you pull that off? Because I always have status cash, but I didn't know you can double up on it. Man, that's a cool JD sport right there. But congrats on the cop right there. Congrats on that. Do you enjoy undsing a kick or putting together a fresh fit? Yeah, DB, I actually do. I had mentioned this the other night that like a lot of what I'm wearing, and there are some kicks that I'm wearing from this year, right? But I like to wait until next year to pull out 2025 stuff, and it's just a me thing. Number one, I have a lot of shoes. That's number one, and because I have a lot, I just don't want to walk outside and look down and see everybody wearing the same exact thing. You know what I mean? So I'm just about to break out my Black Cat 3s just to put that into perspective. You know what I mean? Because I don't see anyone wearing a lot of stuff from last year right now. So I'm about to do that. And then in 2026, I'll be breaking out a lot of the 2025 stuff, you know, just so that, like I said, it's not common to see. It doesn't bother me. Let me put it this way. It doesn't bother me if I look down and I see 17 people wearing the same shoe I got on. I just got so many shoes, I can wait. Just have that patience. But you know, undsing a kick, it actually does feel good. So he said, after having them in hand, I'm going for them. The squeak is not bad. And I have seen some videos where people are not having a squeak issue. Jay Elevate put out a video. He was like, I didn't see this video, but he said shout out to Unbreakable Kicks because he has an OG pair, and he was like, these squeak as well. So he was like, it's something that happens. Obviously, the 2025 pair might be a little bit louder, but at the end of the day, it's all good. Car guy said, I'm getting the fours. That sound will go away. Nah, I feel you. King Midas said, Biz, chill with the spamming, my G. He said, if you want to edit a video, man, you gotta reach out to Mr. Think and be like, yo, fam, one of your mods just kicked me because I was spamming your joint. Because that's what's gonna happen if you keep doing it. Yeah, he said you're right, Mr. Think. If you like it, that's all that matters. I agree. You know what I mean? And you know, like I said, I'm guilty of it because I know a lot of times it comes off like me complaining, but you know, like if my sneaker has an issue or whatever, I just call it out. Even when I like the shoe, I like to call it out. Truth be told, let me share this with y'all. This is, and I'm not saying it's not, number one, I'm not saying this isn't going to happen, but I like having the freedom to speak freely. So I like that. I'm self-employed. I have a moving business out here, but watch this. Even when I'm at work, which I'm the owner, so you know, I can wear what I want, and you know, I have a crew that work for me and all that stuff, and you know, my people love working for me. But even with all of that being said, when I'm at work, we still have to be professional. You know what I mean? Even though I'm me at all times, I still got to be professional. I still have to tell my guys, be professional around the customer. When we're in the truck driving from point A to point B or whatever, we can speak freely to each other, but when we get around a customer, we still got to be professional, right? When I'm on this platform right here, I truly feel like I can be 100% myself, and I'll tell y'all why. Because at the moment, I'm not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by anyone. Of course, I can have a Rejuvenator deal. There's no doubt about it. They've already reached out. You know what I mean? So like, but I like doing my sneaker cleanings, and I like using different products, and then I like being real and like just giving my true, honest opinion. Because the moment, you know, someone's compensating you, you kind of got to talk a certain way. Now, I'm not saying I'll never get a deal or nothing like that. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, right now, I just enjoy my freedom to speak freely. That's all. And that's nothing against Rejuvenator too, by the way. They have a good product. It's nothing against, not a stab at it. I went to go claim my points, and they went straight to my checkout when I cashed out online. Okay. All right, so Perp. Okay, well, Perp said yes, you can combine rewards up to 3 if you use a desktop for JD. Most won't let you do them in store neither. Oh, okay. Honestly, I did not know that. Matter of fact, hate to lose my guy Joel out in Florida. Certain JDs that he go to, they don't even let you use your status cash on the day of release. So here in Colorado, I can use my status cash no problem. So now those are 3 different things that I do that I've learned right there. Some places won't let you use it at all on release day. Out here in Colorado, they'll let you use it. And now you can combine up to 3 if you use a desktop. Yo, that's what's up. At least the hurt wouldn't have been on the weekend. All right, BT said, yeah, I hear you on holding them for a bit, the DS. You may change your mind or something and sell or trade it. You ain't never lie. Right now, I'm on the fence with these pink awakes. Like literally, I'm on the fence with those. I might sell them. And watch this. That's not because there's anything wrong with the kick. Honestly, it's a really nice kick. I've said this from the very beginning. It's a very nice kick. I'm glad I hit it. I hit it on retail. But it's heavy on the pink side for me. I don't got nothing against pink, but it's real heavy on the pink side, and I might not keep that shoe. So, you know, I can go ahead and flip it, trade bait it, whatever the case is. You know what I mean? But I'm on the fence with it. But that is a good point. I want to edit your every video. Man, one thing about Biz is persistent. I will give you that. I will give you that. You're a little spammy. You're a little Biz. You're a little spammy, my guy or girl or whatever you identify as. You spammy. I'm talking to you. You spammy. You jumping people's lives, getting a little spammy. He said the same people talking about the Jordan 4 squeaking are the same ones that's going to be first in line to buy them. I agree. King Midas, man. I mean, you are absolutely right, man. Don't look. Don't let people take your pairs up. That's all I'm saying. Don't let people. We got some shout outs here. Perp, King Midas, and Rob T in the build. But nah, man. You know, like don't let people take your pairs up. Don't let them snatch your pairs up. And like I said, this is a tricky time of year because look, man, Christmas and holidays and all of that stuff is all around the corner. So this is like that real tricky time of year, and I even have to say this too. 2025 has thrown me off. When I say it's thrown me off, we've had so much drop in 2025, and we've had so much sit and be available. Like it's become the norm, right? For you to be able to walk inside of a store even the day after release or a week after release, and you can still find a shoe that you want. So having like these sporadic random sellouts, it's thrown me off because I'm like, man, just when I thought, I was like, oh, the Great Fives are gonna be available, the Fire Red Fives, the Black Tones are gonna be available, and they were. And then I thought the Red Air 11s were gonna be available, and it wasn't. Remember, earlier this year, Cool Gray 9s sold out. Blew my mind. Cool Gray 9s made some noise. And that's not me dissing a 9, right? I like 9s. I love the Cool Grays. But I did not see that happening. I just didn't see it happening. So there are certain things, that has happened this year to where it still throws me off. And I'm like, wow. The Chicago 1 lows. Now, I know they just restocked on JD Sports or whatever. But those Chicago 1, the lows, man, them joints made some noise. 80,000 pairs on Sneakers app. Gone. The last time I checked, which I haven't checked today, I think they only had like size 17 and size 18. And that was it. You in Denver, I'm in Albuquerque. Maybe you should have made that left turn in Albuquerque. SneakerCon in Denver in April. Yes, I have gone to the past couple of SneakerCons out here. I went this year. Actually, this year's SneakerCon actually wasn't bad. I know Perp went to SneakerCon Chicago, and even though he did get there a little bit later, it looked like it was kind of dead. It was popping out here in Denver. Now, I will admit. Matter of fact, I don't remember. Do I have a video? I don't think I made a video on it because I copped my high 85 breads. So I sold my Travis Scotts. I had a size 7 Black Phantom. I sold my Travis Scotts out there, and I don't think I made any content on it, to be honest with you. I might have made content when I picked up. I did. All right. I made content when old girl, my bad, I don't remember her name. The verification chick. She used to work for eBay. She checked my, I had her, I recorded her, sniffing and doing all that good stuff, legit checking my parents. Now she's cool though. But yes, I did go to SneakerCon Denver. Now, I would tell you that SneakerCon Fort Lauderdale, which was earlier in the year, that was in January. SneakerCon Fort Lauderdale was better than SneakerCon Denver, but it wasn't because of the turnout or the crowd. There was massive crowds at both of them. It was just like the sneaker selection. They had a little bit more in Fort Lauderdale. There was a more selection in Fort Lauderdale than what it was in Denver. Yes. Car guy asks, you like the Red Air 11s? Do you know what? I do. I like that kick. I do like the Red Air 11. My one complaint about it, which I understand that they did this on the Jubilees, right? The Jordan 11 Jubilees. But my one complaint on it would be just the Jordan going down the side. I don't mind the Jordan on the side of it, but they could have kept it the same. Jordan, just all the way down. They didn't have to go J up top and J on the bottom and reverse the order. Not like it's a turn off, but they could have kept it the same. That's my little personal opinion. But other than that, yes, actually, I love the kick. How about you? Where you at? How many rare air 11s were stocked up? Those flew as well. That's a good question, BT. I don't remember the stock numbers on those, but that blew my mind. I was over here like, nah, I'm gonna wait on those because I've always liked them. I always said we said we were gonna get them, right? Because we was like, we're gonna complete the pack and everything. So it was like, hey, I got the Jordan 1s. I don't have the Cinnabar, but I have the Rare Air 1s. I have the Rare Air 3s. I have the Rare Air 4s. I do have the Undefeated 4s, which is considered part of the Rare Air pack, and then the Rare Air 11. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get the pack together. You know what I mean? Like, of course, I'm going to go ahead and cop it. I was like, I'll just get a juicy deal on it. I was like, man, these things aren't going to fly like that. And then once again, this is what I told you, 2025 has been throwing me off because I literally sat back and I was like, all right, none of the Rare Air shoes have sold out except for the Undefeated 4s, right? Because it's still part of the Rare Air pack. So outside of the Undefeated 4s, none of the Rare Air pack, none of the Rare Air shoes have made any noise. So that's the first indicator. Second indicator was there has been no Jordan 11 that's made that type of noise this year, or maybe even last year. So like when I think about last year, and somebody help me out here, but when I think about last year, I think about the Gratitudes. The Gratitudes didn't do nothing. The Legend Blue 11s, the Columbia 11s, they didn't do nothing. And these are Columbias we're talking about. I know it is a different shoe and all that other stuff, materials, but Columbias didn't move. Gratitudes didn't move. So I was like, man, these 11s ain't doing nothing. And yep, I was wrong. Sneaky Con Chicago. Carl said, I've never been. I'm gonna go. It'll be my first trip since I got out the feds, man. And I wanna splurge a bit. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Treat yourself for sure. Carl guy, treat yourself. 100%, fam. Salute for that. Yeah, for sure, man. Check it out. It'll be fun. I will tell you this. Depending on your actual sneaker con experience, right? Like, I don't know how it's gonna be in New Mexico, but expect some inflated prices. But I don't know. That's kind of like expected. You know what I mean? You can definitely find some deals or whatever the case is. And if you're gonna go splurge a little bit, as far as like you're gonna cop something, I just tell you, like, on a personal level, wait until like towards the end of the event. That's when you can kind of get like some of the best deals. Because truth be told, depending on the person, if they're really trying to sell, something, because they got everything at Sneaker Con too. It's not just like shoes. Obviously it's Sneaker Con, but they got everything there, right? So whatever it is that you're interested in, if you wait towards the end, like most people, they don't want to be hauling everything back, home or back to their warehouse. Or you even got people that come from out of state to come to this event for SneakerCon, right? So they don't want to be hauling all their product back. So, wait to the end of the event. You can haggle, you know what I mean? Start working out those deals. Got some more shout outs here. What up, BT Perp Hayes? Hope you guys are doing well. Even if it's still a little salty over the Perp's Mars Yard vote. Any local Travis? Yo, Ken Norton has gotten the dub on them joints. So shout out. Huge. Shout out to Ken Norton. You know how it is, man. When one of us hit, we all hit. Mr. Think, the ask on the Pink Awakes been going up. Yo, you ain't never lie. I've been watching it from the sidelines. Yep. Got some more shout outs here. BT, what's good? What up to the whole chat? King Midas is shouting everybody out. He said, yeah, you usually hit. Ken Norton hit. Anyone else? I think that's it. I think Ken is the only one. Oh, snap. Call guy. Okay, my bad. I thought you were saying there's one there. They don't have one here. I'm going to go to Denver. Yo, you come out to Denver, man. Holla at me. I will be up there. That's what's up, call guy. 100%. I will be there. That's what's up. Yep, definitely holla at me for sure. Pink Awake, 5 size 13, asked a 780 on StockX and 81 on Gold. Oh, wow. Yo, speaking of, Josiah Keys in the bill. What up? Speaking of, Rob T, do me a favor, look up the Nigels, because it sounds like these Pink Awakes are kind of running neck to neck with the Nigels. And you know, the Nigels have been holding their value, so I will give it that. But when I looked up the Nigels, I want to say back in March or April, was one or the other. The Nigels is a shoe that I'm still calling for it to be $1,000 shoe. And I thought that maybe around this time, towards the end of the year, especially with Thanksgiving and stuff like that, that the value of that shoe would have gone up. Maybe even if it didn't hit 1,000 yet, I would have thought that it would have moved up from that 800 spot. But it seems to be holding. I know it's gone down to the 7s. Now it's back in the 8s, I think. But yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious on what those are going for. Josiah Key said, I just finished watching your video. I didn't even know you were live. Hey, what up, my royal genius? What up, fam? What up? Thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you. Yeah, man, we had a beautiful day today. It was like 70-something degrees today, and I was like, man, I'm gonna go enjoy outdoors. You know, all that good stuff. How do you say? Go touch some grass. Hey, go touch some grass. I'll be laughing when people say that. That's hilarious. When did Jordan first start doing low tops? That is a good. When did the first low come out? That is a good question. Size 11 Nigel was $275 on GOAT yesterday. Are we talking about Nigel lows? Oh, okay. All right. Nigel one low. Not sure about the bricks. Okay. My bad. And BT, I was talking about the bricks. And shout out to Perp. Because Perp was able to cop me my Perp, you're gonna be so mad at me. I'm mad at myself. I'm literally looking at the box. The box has not even been opened yet. I'm looking at a few shoes literally behind camera. Like literally, I can see because of the box. I have my Better With Time Nigel One lows, and the box hasn't. Purple Haze sent it to me, and the box hasn't even been opened. That's terrible. I'm looking at the Air Jordan 1 Unions, right? I see Jordan 1 Low Obsidians, Jordan 3 Family Affairs, Jordan 5 Pink Awakes, the Mexican Jordan 3s, the one that was damaged, that came with the water damage. I never did a review on them. I see them sitting on the side. And then the Nigel 1 Lows. Oh, and my Jordan 1 Fugazis. I was telling Jay on Facebook for autism awareness. I picked up these Fugazi ones, these Air Jordan 1 Fugazis, in support of autism. So I do have a fake Jordan 1 in my collection now. And I believe I'm going to wear them whenever we do our little toy drive to the children's hospital out here. I think I'm going to put those on feet. Let me go grab them real quick. Yes, I will rock those when we go deliver some gifts to Children's Hospital. Josiah Keys, 1986. That okay? That makes sense. Well, the first Jordan 1 Low came out in 1986, I believe. That makes sense. Yes, sir. Let's see. Good call, Mr. Perp. Size 13 is 818. Ask on stock is 815. Ask on gold. Looking like almost straight up trade bait. Wow. And it's crazy because, outside of the silhouette, right? So outside of the difference between it being a Jordan 5 and a Jordan 1, what would be the purpose of somebody, trading an all pink shoe for an all red shoe. You know, I guess. Well, maybe if you just like that color, because if you're doing it because it's an all whatever shoe, and then yeah, it's because I know for some people red is a lot. Red is too loud for them. So, but yo, all right, I've been on for 30 minutes. I'm gonna try to at least get at least an hour in, because you know me, I'm a blabber and I talk a lot. So that's number one. And I'm in no rush. I'm actually off tomorrow. This week is real busy with like Thanksgiving outreach. So I'm gonna, I don't know, the pastor said something about we have to go pick up like 700 turkeys or some ridiculous amount of turkeys tomorrow. So I'll be with him to go pick up these turkeys and stuff like that. We're getting ready for our Thanksgiving outreach. Let's see here. Jordan 2 mids and lows both released the same year. See what's good. Shout out to everybody who's tapped in. Shout out to everybody in the building. Yes, this is a sneaker channel. There's no doubt about it. But you know, sometimes I like to have like these conversations. So number one, let me know, how do I sound? Do I sound okay? Is the music too loud? Somebody just let me know. Make sure y'all can hear me, because I really need this to be interactive, because I want y'all feedback. And number one, the chat's already gone, which is dope. So let me know. Can you hear me okay? Is the music too loud? Somebody just let me know. Great vibes. Appreciate you. Thanks for tapping in. Sound and music is good. All right. Good looks. All right. Here it goes. This is my question for the chat. And now I'm gonna pull up your answers. Take your time, you know what I mean, to respond or whatever. Think about it, whatever. But the question is, how do you handle gossip? How do you handle gossip? And I'm asking this question. And watch this. I don't want like, you don't have to be like politically correct. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to know, like, how do you handle it? And that works both ways. I'm talking about when somebody is gossiping about you, and when someone is gossiping to you. Now, let me tell you this. I will tell you, I am guilty of gossiping, right? I think it's something that is like socially accepted. It's something that is done on a social level. And let me also tell you this as well, just to put it out there. Not all gossip is bad. You know what I mean? So not all gossip is bad. Like just to give an example, just use this as an example. We are gossiping on Ken Norton because he hit on the Travis. We're not talking crap about Ken. We're not talking nothing bad. We congratulating them. We shouting them out. Yo, somebody in the squad hit on the Travis, but Ken's not here. We're talking about Ken Norton when he ain't here. Do you see what I'm saying? So not all gossip is bad. So let me put that out there, right? So obviously there's different types of gossip, but how do you handle gossip? Oh, look, very positive with gossip. Okay, yep. Carl guy said to everyone in the chat, just the Jordan 1, best hand ever. I would like the colorway. They are nice in person. All right, I don't think I read that the right way. Let me say it again. To everyone in the chat, the Jordan 1, best hand. Is it like best in hand ever? Yo, True Fullback Technology talked about this. Like sometimes the words be a little mixed up, and then and then we would look like we can't read. Oh man. You should add TTS to the stream. I wonder. I don't know if that's an option. I don't know. All right, call guy. We got to reply here. He said, I let it go on one ear and out the other, but I take heed and pay attention and make my own decision of a person. I like it when people gossip about me. No hater, you ain't doing nothing right. If you ain't got a hater, you ain't doing something right. I mean, all right, car guy, you are spot on with that. Spot on. Man, you can never please everyone. You can never please anyone. I've talked about this on how we have our Thanksgiving outreach coming up, you know, in the church, in the ministry. And then we have our Christmas outreach. Christmas outreach will have, I don't know, anywhere between 2 to 5, 6, 7,000 people. You know what I mean? That will come out. It's a huge outreach. And I mean, you can be out there giving away free things to the community, and somebody is not going to like it. That's You are absolutely correct, and I've experienced that year after year. I've been serving in this ministry in the church about 14, 15 years now. It's been like 14 years, and it never fails, man. You know, like yeah, you're always gonna have somebody not gonna like something. You can't please everybody. Ain't that the truth? Sad, but it is true. BT said, I work in a firehouse. Gossip is crazy. I would say anything about someone that I wouldn't say to their face. So I wouldn't say anything to someone else. I encourage coworkers to do the same. I wouldn't say, okay, yep. I understood it. Hard facts. Me, you know, like I said, and people handle gossip different ways. I will tell you from a personal experience, the way that I've handled gossip when I was 20 is not the way that I handle gossip while I'm 45 years old. I had to explain this to one of my guys, one of the guys that work with me. He went through a life experience, you know, with a very good friend of his. They had a very bad falling out. Both of them happened to, you know, be on YouTube. You know, they getting their rap careers off the ground, and they're very verbal about how they feel. And one of them decided to put out a diss track about him, you know, and you know, my guy came to me, was like, yo, what, should I clap back? You know? And my honest reply was, you're 21 years old. Me in my 20s, man, I clap back without even thinking about it. Me in my 40s, no, I wouldn't. So that was like my true answer to him. I'm 45 years old, man. Like, at my age, I really don't care, to be honest with you. But I understand the pressure in your 20s. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just real talk. I was like, when I was in my 20s, I wasn't trying to hear nothing. You know what I mean? Like honestly, we'll probably be fighting here pretty soon. I ain't got nothing to say to you at this point. You know, one of those type of just after I've confirmed, I've confirmed, what you said is true, whatever. Like, if he was like, yeah, I said it, and what? Like, all right, well, cool. You know, it's pretty much on from there. So my response, is different in my 40s, like flat out. Like, I flat out tell you, and I have to be careful. Like, I have to protect myself and like my energy. Do you know something that I've been man, and this is so difficult for me. For the past couple of years, I've really been trying not to become an energy matcher, because it's so easy for me to match your energy. If you have daps and hugs for me, I got daps and hugs for you. But if you got bats and slugs, I got bats and slugs for you back. And that's the part that I don't want to do. I still want to have daps and hugs, right? Know your enemies, you know what I mean? Don't mess with them, don't play with them, don't whatever, you know what I mean? But I don't want to match the energy, you know what I mean? Like, my whole life, I feel like I've been like an energy matcher. You know what I mean? Because when you are an energy matcher, that's how you can give your joy away. You can let somebody steal your joy, because that joy is on the inside. You shouldn't open it up and tell someone, here, you want it, take it, because I'm about to go off. You know what I mean? So as I've gotten older, I've gotten better, but I still haven't nailed it down yet. This is on a personal level. Man, I was at a Chick-fil-A with the wife like last week, and somebody was backing out of, I don't know what he was trying to do. He was backing out of a parking space. I'm in the drive-thru. I'm literally sitting here in the drive-thru, and he backs out of a parking space, and he almost hits a car. Now, there was a car behind me, so I couldn't even back up or get out the way. I'm just sitting in the drive-thru. So I lean on the horn, and he stops like right here, and he backs up. So he backs up like this, almost, and then he pulls forward or whatever the case is to get into the drive-thru. So of course my window's down because I'm about to order, and whatnot, and he almost hit the car. So from the front, um, his window's down because he's ordering. My window's already down because I'm waiting to order as well. And I heard him talking smack to his passenger. He was like, well, what the F he want me to do? I had to back up or whatever. You know, so because I heard him, I leaned my head out the window and I'm like, you almost hit my car. You need to learn how to drive. Right? And he replies, he goes, dude, I had to back up or whatever. And so now he's yelling. And I was like, learn how to drive. Right? And then his passenger, the woman. Don't let women get you in trouble. Men, don't let your woman get you in trouble. She said, you need to shut the F up. I have a child in the car. That's what she said. And she screamed it because her window wasn't even down. So I hear what is coming out of the driver's side. And this is all in the this is in the Chick-fil-A drive the window, by the way. This is Chick-fil-A. Oh man, this is man, we're trying to get a chicken sandwich, right? She said, you need to shut the F up. I have a child in the car. So now I'll reply, have more respect for your child and stop cussing in front of them. That was my reply, right? But my whole point was, I think there was already too much dialogue going on. That's the whole point, right? Now, with that being said, I look over at my wife. Now, I'm going to tell you right now. My wife is a itty bitty little thing. She might even be watching the stream right now. But she's an itty. My wife is 5'5", and she is, when I tell you she is non-confrontational, she is non-confrontational. She don't like conflict at all. So I kind of glance at her and I can tell she's already over this whole dialogue that's going back and forth. Now, with all of that being said, I had a decision to make, because if this gentleman who's in front of me decided to get out of his car, which he did not, but if he had decided to get out of his vehicle and approach my wife's car, right? I have to make a call. Now it's time for me to decide, like, am I going to get out, right? Or am I going to stay seated with the window down and put myself into a vulnerable position where I can get snuffed because I got somebody who's upset with me and standing outside of the car door? You know, I have options. I tell you what I really couldn't do is I couldn't drive away because it's kind of stuck. You know what I mean? When you're in a drive-through, you're stuck in line, so you can't back up and go anywhere. So I was stuck in line. You could roll your window up. But my whole point was this. He didn't get out of the vehicle. And I already prepared myself. I literally already prepared myself, you know, running that scenario in my head to say, if this gentleman gets out, what I was going to do. And what I was going to do was roll my window up. That's what I was going to do. Now, truth be told, that's not out of fear. That's 45 years old right there, right? The reality behind it is, even though we exchanged some words with each other and now his woman, you know, is getting involved in the conversation, my wife didn't say nothing, right? Nothing still happened. Remember, he didn't hit the car and it was a close call, but nothing happened. Like nothing, this is a zero burger, right? It's a zero event. So this isn't, I wouldn't roll up my window out of fear. It's like, why should we escalate this when nothing actually happened? That's some words, right? Some words getting exchanged. Anyway, I just wanted to share that story. That even though that had nothing to do with rumors or gossip, it had everything to do with matching the energy. I really could have been the bigger person and just, or actually not said nothing at all, even when I heard him talk crap about me to his passenger. He didn't hit the car. He pulled up, whatever. I could have just let it go, and I didn't. And that's where I'm faulting myself. I could have let it ride, and I didn't. All right, let me get into some comments here. All right, Firehouse. All right, we got that one. He said, "Hey, dude, I came across on your YouTube channel, and I was amazed in the content that you have. I was wondering if there's any possible chance that I'm going to make a thumbnail for you." Man, why do we have all of the spammers out today? The spammers in the build. Real ninjas are not gonna gossip about each other. Women do that. And I'm gonna be honest with you, there is there I agree with that. I agree with that. And when I say I gossip, like I have gossiped, but I think there's different types of gossip too, right? So like it'd be one thing, Michael, that this is a good point. It'd be one thing if I was on here, I'm gonna give you an example, and I'm like, yo, Michael Johnson be having fakes in his collection, and I don't like Michael, whatever, and I'm saying that to everybody. And then as soon as you pop up in the chat, I'm like, yo, what up, Mike? What's good with you, baby? What's going on, Pimpin'? How you doing, player? Miss you, man. Much love, brother. And it's like, yeah. Cut all that. What was you saying about fakes? I didn't say. I mean, if I said that, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about another. I was talking about Michael Thompson. It's like, all right, you know what I mean? Like, because I do like, come on, man. Like, man, you fake, man. Like, chill with all that, right? Because people want to backpedal and all that stuff. So the reality behind it is, you know what I mean? You're right. It'd be like a G to where it's like, yeah, man, I said you got fakes. That's what I said. You know what I mean? And I'm glad you're on here so I can tell you or whatever. But I'm just using that as an example. So there's a part of that I do agree with. He said, just like 50 said, I hate to hear he say, she says, unless that is actually a pretty good. That is a nice bar. He said, unless then. I do remember that. Let me see. I got some good gossip. I suppose they got exclusive access to 3 pairs of Shadow 10s. Hey, 2 size 10s and a size 8. Let's go, Seymour. Let's go. Oh, you said, I hear you, Mr. Think. Get to the point in life to where it's easier to turn the other cheek. Yeah, man. And I mean, honestly, like that's my point. Why, man, that is so hard. That is so hard to do. I have to tell that to these kids, right? I have to tell that to these kids. Number one, you never know. Number one, I live in Colorado, right? So it ain't just me. Man, this is like the Wild West out here. Everybody and their mama got firearms out here, myself included. That's number one, right? So you can never assume that people are just gonna want to shoot the 5 and knuckle up. That's number. You can never assume that. Everybody and their mama got guns out here, the woman included, right? So that's, you know, turning the other cheek is so difficult to do. You know what I mean? Like, it is difficult to do. Seymour said, I'm still copping Yeezy Adidas on sale in 2025. Yeah, man. I actually need to double back and grab a little bit more some slides. Why is it that we always get the angriest while driving? Yo, BT. Oh, man. Think about this. And I know some people don't, whatever. But think about this. Think about the amount of stress that can get reduced once we get full self-driving vehicles. Think about this. Not only will it save lives just because of accidents and fatalities, like and all that stuff, but just think about the stress that minimizes the moment you can get behind a vehicle and you don't have to drive. You can literally sit in the back seat and take a nap, or sit in the driver's seat and take a nap, or whatever, or just be on your phone and not pay attention, right? Because watch this. In theory, in theory, once again, even though nothing happened, you know, with this particular event, in theory, if you have a self-driving car and I have a self-driving car, and this car is trying to get over this way, it's going to communicate with each other to say, hey, I'm going to get over, and this car is going to slow down or stop to let you get over, and vice versa, or whatever the case is. And it's a huge line of communication to where this is what's supposed to prevent accidents from happening. The reason why we have accidents now is because of distracted driving. You know, people might not be sober while they're operating a vehicle. People do like last minute things. You know, humans. You know what I mean? Oh snap! There goes my exit, and all of a sudden they just want to, you know what I mean? Just cut over 5 lanes on the highway. And it's like, yeah, don't do that, man. Miss your exit and come back around. You know what I mean? It's all right. Even if you're running late, it's cool. It's better than getting to an accident, right? But, you know, humans, man, you know, oh, snap, last minute, you know what I mean? Whatever, you know, or even when it's not last minute. I have to tell this to people, man. And hopefully my wife's not on here. That's the hope, because now I'm going to get in trouble. My wife is notorious for not using her blinkers, her turn signal. She's notorious for not doing it. And I have to tell her, I'm like, babe, the turn signal isn't for you. I know where you're going. You know where you're going. The bowling alley is right there, and the Sam's Club is right there, and we're going to Sam's Club. Everybody else don't know. So when you do a random lane change or a random turn, especially when there's traffic, man, it can cause some confusion. So the turn signals isn't for the person who's driving, it's for everybody else on the road. You're publicly letting people know what you're trying to do. I'm trying to go this way. I'm trying to go that way. I'm driving straight. It's an indicator, right? For everyone else. When you're backing up, you got those white lights that come on. It ain't for you. You know you're backing up. You still let everybody else that you're backing up. That's what it's for. You can't even see your own backup lights, right? You can't see your own brake lights. It ain't for you. It's for everybody else. All right. Let's see. She had that. She had that big back energy. and like the crazy part, perp, is like, no lie. Number one, I love kids. I love children. I lost a child, man. I love children, right? So truth be told, I had so much respect for, even though the woman was yelling at me, right? She cussed me out. You know, I got an effing child in here. So even though she cussed me out, I got so much respect for her child to where I'm not gonna cuss in front of your baby that's inside the car. That was the irony behind it. So my response to her was, why don't you have some respect for your own child and stop cussing in front of them? That was like literally my reply to her, right? It was kind of weird on how that went down. She was trying to tell me to chill out because she has a child in the car, but then she cusses me out trying to tell me to chill. So my reply is, why don't you chill out in front of your own baby and stop cussing? I'm not even cussing in front of your kid. That's crazy. He said, I'll hit that little pink crusty dusty. It's the Harlem Nights right there. He said, hello, Mrs. Think. Yeah, my wife, she I tell you, she's non-confrontational. He said, yeah, I usually just walk away, man. It's not worth it. And I agree. Yep, we call that a near miss. I'm pretty sure you were the bigger person. Metaphorically and literally. And perp, this is the reason why we have to be so careful, because once again, you know this as well. I said it earlier, man, everybody out here got their pum-pums on them. You know what I mean? So it's literally like that that responsibility factor of, look, I know if you come put your hands on me and what I'm capable of, and I have training and stuff like that. But then again, you know, everybody ain't trying to do that, which is why we have to protect ourselves even greater and be like, you know what, you got, oh man, where was I at? I was out of town, man. My memory is failing me, but I do remember the situation. Oh, I remember. I remember what it was. I remember what it is. I remember what it is. It was involving my sister. So this is my sister lives in Baltimore, and I'm not gonna go through the whole story, but I will tell you this: her boyfriend at the time was extremely verbal with his mouth, or what have you. He was extremely verbal with his mouth, right? And I was in Baltimore because I have an aunt that just passed away. My mom's sister passed away, so I'm out there for a funeral. So emotions are already high. I'm sad, right? That's what I mean by high emotions. I'm not angry. I'm sad. So my sister's boyfriend made a comment, and he was just extremely verbal with his mouth, or what have you, right? And he started yapping on about something about, I can call one of my peoples over here right now and handle you, or this, that, and the third, or whatever. And I just looked at him. I gave him kind of like one of these, you know. And when he said that, the irony behind it was my sister and my wife went over to him. We literally went over to him and was like, yeah, you might want to go inside the house and chill. So now he's looking at them, his own girl, which is my sister. He's looking at them like, will you push me back for, or whatever? Because I tell you why, because they know what's up. That's why. That's because they don't. And I literally just gave him one of them looks like I didn't say nothing, and I was just like, like I didn't even. I wasn't laughing. Trust me, I wasn't laughing. But it was one of those situations to where I was just like, ah, that was it. Yeah, I don't think you want to threaten me, my guy. He said that definitely didn't happen in the NYC era. Yeah, the Colorado Mr. Think is a completely different, New York. You ain't never lied. He said, damn, you got guns out of Chick-fil-A in Colorado? No. I'm just saying, like, out here is like the Wild West, man. Like in New York, man, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's firearms in New York, but, they're not like out here, man. You can go to the gun store, they do a background check, and that's it. You walk out with anything you want. It's really easy to get a firearm out here. There's no doubt about it. Who copped the Chicago One Lows besides all of us? You ain't never lie. All of us. Let me see. I don't have any Yeezy 350s. What's the best 2 colorways? Also want a pair of 700s. What is 2? Great one. What do y'all think? Man, hey yo, Perp, do you have any Yeezys, Perp? I don't remember. I know Jay do. I know for sure Jay do. Let me run through some of these comments here. Let me see. Oh, snap. Rob T. He said, I may be the only one who didn't cop the Chicago Lows. Okay, so Rob T did not. He did not go for them. He said, you got to use the turn signal. Annoys me when people in front of me don't. Yeah, hard facts. How do you feel about Nike Baltoro? I don't know nothing about those. I don't. Anybody mess around with those? Baby on board. Drivers be the craziest on the road. That's hilarious. Where you from? I am from Southside, Jamaica, Queens. That is in New York. 350. I own black and white static 700 V2 Geode and Vanta, but I'm a Yeezy 500 guy. Okay. Got somebody tapping in with the Yeezys. Gossiping is such a lame action, and the crazy thing is that the source that told you that people were speaking on you was probably one of the main culprits. I agree with that. I remember seeing like this little meme or something, and I might mess it up, but it said something like, "Don't tell me what people said about me. Tell me why they were so comfortable saying it to you." It went somewhere along those lines, right? So it's one thing for me to be like, yo, DB, they said this, they said this, they said that, they said this, they said that. And then you ask me, why were they so comfortable telling you this? You see what I'm saying? That's the reply to that. Yes, the gun laws here are way, looser out here. And, they because of, the mass bang bangs that's been happening, they're definitely trying to, they're definitely always trying to change the laws on, which kind of blows my mind, because like, yes, there are situations where people legitimately, purchase their firearms and all that stuff. But when it comes to like other type of like, did y'all hear this too, by the way? Did y'all hear that Glock is changing? Man, I had a burp. My bad. Glock is they're changing up their firearms to where the new models, you will not be able to put a switch on them. One of my buddies sent me this information, and once again, it's there's a certain group of people that's using switches like that. You know what I mean? But they're producing a new line of Glocks to where you won't be able to put a switch on it. Perp, you ain't never lie. It's always the ones yapping that get folded up like picnic chairs. And the reality behind it is, will it be worth it? At 45 years old, the answer is no. The answer is no. I remember another situation where somebody was just yapping at me. I'm talking about just yapping. And I looked at him square in his face. I was like, you got it. Like, you got it. And the person just walked away. Like, literally, they walked away. And whoever I was with, they was like, yo, man, forget that clown, man. I was like, I ain't worried about it, man. Like, I remember, this is an old story. This is an old story. Once again, just like dysfunctioning, like, You're just functioning in wisdom, right? Let me tell you what knowledge is. Knowledge is the accumulation of facts. So when you are knowledgeable, right? Know, like knowledge, like I know. Knowledge is the accumulation of facts. Wisdom is the application of knowledge. It's one thing to know something, but if you don't apply it, you won't be considered wise. So when someone says, man, you are wise, that's because you applied what you knew. It was an application of it, right? You know, if you're breaking out and you pause, but you have a skin cream, right? So you're like, look, I have a cream for my breakouts. I have acne cream for my acne. Do you use it? Nah, I don't wear it though. That's not a wise thing to do. So you got the knowledge to have the cream, but you didn't have the wisdom to apply it. So once you apply it, that's wisdom being applied. Anyway, I was in New York visiting just a couple of years ago. My daughter was away. This is like before Rona. So we were talking 6-7 years ago. Oh, I just said 6-7. That's terrible. That's terrible. 7-8 years ago. Let's just push it out. Pause. I'm done. All right, I'm done. I was in Pathmark, which is now called Stop and Shop. My daughter was sick, so I went to the grocery store to go get her some soup. And because I don't live in New York anymore, I don't know exactly where everything's at. So I'm down in the soup aisle, and I have the little basket with me or whatever the case is. Just grabbing some items, some soup, some cereal for my son, some milk and stuff like that. A little snack. You know how you can feel like somebody looking at you, like you can just feel like you can feel when someone's looking at you. So I'm literally over here trying to find like the Campbell's chicken noodle soup and chicken with stars or whatever she wanted. So I'm literally over here, like doing one of these, whatever. And then like out of nowhere, I went like this. I was like, and I look over to my right, and you had this black guy. He's about 6 foot tall, kind of heavy set, whatever the case is, wearing all black. And he's standing in the aisle, like right in the middle of the aisle. And he's throwing me the ice grill. Y'all know the ice grill, right here. One of those, right? And he's looking at me up and down like this. Throwing me the ice grill. All right. Okay. So the first thing I do is I look the other way just to make sure he wasn't looking at somebody else, which there was no one else in the aisle with me. So I look from here this way and then back at him. And he's giving me the ice grill. So I was like, man, I ain't got time for this. I had my little basket, whatever, and I walked off to go get to the cereal aisle to go get some milk or whatever. I was like, I'll come back for the soup. There we go. I was like, I'll come back for the soup. So my whole point was I walked away. There wasn't nobody else in the store with me, none of that stuff. I walked away. I could have looked at him like, yo, what are you looking at, son? The F your problem and all that. You know what I mean? Like, I could have pulled all of that out because when I was younger, that's exactly what I would have said and done, whatever. But once again, I was like this is like some real talk. I'm in New York on vacation. I'm here to have fun, hang out with my parents, my in-laws, my wife's parents. We don't have any family out here in Colorado, right? So all of our family's back in the East Coast. And not just in New York, like all, DMV area, Florida, and all that stuff. But I'm like, man, I did not come out here for drama. Like, and I'm in the grocery store, doggy. Like, yo, chill with all that. I don't know you. I don't want to know you. I don't have no problems with you. I don't want to have a problem with you. I ain't scared. But there's a whole lot I don't want. I don't want none of it, right? Like, but my whole point was, boom, nothing came from that. You know what I mean? Like, nothing arise from that. He didn't meet me outside or nothing. Man, here goes another thing too, man. Sometimes people be bugged. Sometimes people are like legitimately buck. Man, they messed up upstairs, man. Stuff just ain't clicking right for them. People have stress. Look, I be saying this all the time, man. I was talking to one of my boys. He lives out in Florida. He moved out. He was lived out here, lived out in Florida, but right now he's actually in town. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna call him tomorrow. Oh man, I think he leave tomorrow. I didn't get a chance to see him. Anyway, we haven't always been in a position, man, to live the lifestyle that we live now. You know what I mean? And I do understand what it's like to be in a place of need, man, to be in a place of lacking. I understand that. I get it. It's kind of weird, man. Like I had one employee. I'm not gonna call his name out. I'm not gonna do him like that. And then he ended up understanding because I just helped him out, taught him some stuff. But I had one employee that that was like, yo, you and your wife got BMWs and y'all got a brand new home and y'all. And I was like, yo, man, like, number one, I can teach you how to acquire this stuff. I've never been a thief. One thing about me is I've never been a thief because it's easier to give something up. Let me put it this way. It's way easier to give something up when you know how to acquire it. Like, how would you feel? And this is like a true question. How would you feel if you heard something happen to me because I refused to give up a pair of shoes that was on my feet when someone's pointing a firearm at me saying, run your kicks, run your sneakers? How would you feel if you heard, you heard what happened, Mr. Think? Yeah, man, he gonna got popped over a pair of Jordans. To me, that sounds like insane. That sounds insane. Because the pride in us can always ride up and be like, nah, I ain't no punk, man. You ain't taking my shoes or whatever. Right? That's the pride speaking. But in all reality, look, man, if somebody got the drop on you or whatever the case is and you ain't got time to handle your business, man, just give your shoes up. Man, it's a shoe. Give your car up. It's a car. Watch this. And this ain't got nothing to do with like being a punk. This has nothing to do with being a punk and makes you less of a man and none of that stuff. Let me just put it to you in the simplest way. Yes, my wife and I have BMWs. If you took my car, like if somebody broke into my garage and took my car out of my garage, are you ready for this, guys? I'll get another one. Where's the stress? Now my car is paid off, but that's what insurance is for. I mean, I got credit, man. We'll get another one. That's the final answer, right? Now I'm not gonna say there won't be no stress. Of course, but like, well, how am I gonna get to work or whatever? I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about like I'm about to crash out if I don't get these sneakers. I'm about to crash out. Not worth it. For me, that is. That don't make any sense. Not to me. Imagine somebody robbing me, right? And they say, run your kicks. And I refuse. Like, hey, you can take my wallet. You can take all that. Nah, you ain't taking these kicks. As if like I don't have the means to acquire it again. As if I can't look behind me and see all of these sneakers back here and I'm about to jeopardize my health over a pair of sneakers. You see, in my 20s, we fighting or whatever the case is. I'm running, something's going on. You know what I mean? If I'm outnumbered, whatever the case is, my 20s is different. At 45, man, take the sneakers, man. Look, man, look. I'm gonna get these sneakers back. I will get them back. I don't know. Like I said, man, the mindset is different. Look, Rob T, look. He said it's not worth it. You right. You ain't lying. I'm trying to tell you. I'm like. But y'all are a mature audience though. I'm talking to a real mature audience though, because I understand the pressures. If you're 18, 17, 16, 20 years old, I do understand the pressure. I do understand it because in today's culture, not only will somebody video record this, but there's a chance of it going viral. And then these kids will have so much pressure on them to where they're like, I don't even want to go to school anymore. Do y'all remember the what are those, like that video, you know, that went viral, whatever? Well, that's a real event that took place. It wasn't just like a gimmick. Somebody was legitimately getting clowned on their sneakers, and we know about it, right? And we laugh and giggle about it. But the reality behind it is, imagine the type of mental stress that can put on someone to where they're like, I don't even want to go to school anymore. And it's not even just here at my particular school. Like, people know me all over the world for wearing whatever I was wearing and getting laughed at. I got bullied, I got clowned. Now I can't even focus on my work, because even when I don't have those shoes on, that's what I'm known for. So I do understand the pressure that these kids have nowadays. That's not pressure that we had, because social media I mean, come on, man. We had America Online, right? We had America Online. Man, somebody couldn't pull out a phone and people were laughing at me over in Japan about something that just happened, 5 minutes ago. It's not how it went down. Even if you had a problem in your school, there's a chance that nobody else is even going to hear about this in a different school, because, like I said, so I shout out to the younger generation, because I know we can get on them and talk about how weak and soft they are, but they do handle a different type of pressure that flat out, like, I just didn't even have to deal with, like, flat out. And another thing, I'm gonna flat out say this, it. My generation, the pum in the schools didn't happen. It's not how we handle problems, man. It didn't happen. BT said, take my sneakers and have fun dealing with my athlete's foot. Oh, snap. Oh, tough acting, tenactin'. You ain't never lie. I remember that joint. He said you can also steal some tough acting, tenactin'. Bro, hard fact, man. We threw hands. And watch this. Dark Knight. When we threw hands, win, lose, draw, it was squashed. That's it. It was done, bro. That was the whole point of throwing hands, right? We're going to throw hands. We're going to settle this. There's no need to fight you tomorrow, and I ain't beating up your little brother and harassing your mom. Ain't none of that happening, right? Matter of fact, somebody might even ask you, yo, didn't you get into it with Dark Knight? I'm like, yeah, man, that was yesterday. We good now. We good now. This is over with. It's squash. That's it. It's over with. It's crazy. Here it comes. And after that, we threw hands. The majority of the time, you became cool with the person. Absolutely. I remember one time, this is on Jamaica Avenue. On Jamaica Avenue, there's McDonald's. There's a notorious McDonald's there. This is in Queens, New York, by the way. Because I just said Jamaica Avenue as if, like, everybody know where that's at. So this is in Queens, New York. This is Jamaica Avenue. There's a McDonald's there that was notorious from, like, back in the day, back in the 90s. Man, like, everybody got into fights up there, at that McDonald's. Now, I will tell you this. If you fought at this McDonald's in particular, everybody's got to know about it. That's the first thing. I remember I had gotten into an altercation with somebody at the McDonald's. Yeah, it was, I don't know, it was kind of like a group fight. It was kind of like a group fight. But anyway, after that happened, man, boom, whatever, it was squash or whatever the case is. Of course, I'm back up there at the same McDonald's the next day or whatever the case is. And the cats that we literally just fought yesterday, they were up there. We were up there ordering some food, whatever. We saw them, whatever. So what up? Was like, yo, what up? Whatever. Head nod, whatever. And then some random cats came over there and started beefing with the cats that we just fought yesterday. It was beefing with them, right? So I'm over there like, yo, y'all good? And it was like, I don't know, whatever. So they over there kind of having some words, with some new group. My whole point was, I'm on standby. I'm about to help out the cats that we just fought yesterday. I didn't know these new cats over here that was popping all the stuff, because the reality behind it was, if they're popping stuff to them, man, they're going to pop stuff to me and my crew too, probably next. So why even delay it? You know what I mean? Once again, I know this is like the young mentality. I was in high school in the 90s and whatnot. But I'm just using it as an example. To your point, you're right. I squashed the beef that I had with these cats. We just fought them yesterday. That was over with. All right, let's see. You said nice. I like the black and white silver 33s. I see your point, but to fault the victim ain't fair. You don't work your fingers off, and now some clown thinks you're sweet. Such a bad scenario. Nah, hard facts. Hard facts. Like nah. I definitely, I'm definitely not faulting the the victim, right? These are the type of conversations that I literally have to have with like the younger crowd because um it's not the victim's fault, right? It's not the victim's fault. But it's hard. It's literally hard to see. Like, let me say it this way: it's easy. It's easy for me to say, "Hey, take my shoes. It's all good." And someone might be like, "Yeah, Mister Think, it's easy for you to say that because look at your back wall. There's 25 shoes, in your display case, 5x5. You got 25 kicks just sitting there. I ain't got 20. This is the only pair I got. I worked all summer for it, and I ain't giving them up. You know what I mean? So like, I know, and this is the reason why I literally have to take a step back. And once again, I can't always look at it from a 45-year-old's point of view. That's I can't always look at it from a 45-year-old's point of view. I literally have to look at these kids. I listen to these kids. My daughter and her friends, when they come over, her friends call me dad. And like I listen to them, I talk to them about boys, I talk to them about stress and things that they're dealing with in school now. And I literally have to listen and understand like the stress that they have in today's culture. My culture, you know, our culture, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, just punch me in the face. But that's like but that's not how it is nowadays, you know what I mean? But I'm like, you laugh at my jeans because I got a hole in them. After school, we fighting. I mean, that's what we're doing, right? But it's in today's culture, it's like, all right. We ain't gonna take it there, So I had to literally just put myself into their shoes. Some of my best friends in life, we beat the crap out of them. Yep, each other first. Yep. Rob T said, I've been to Jamaica Avenue, Queens. Yeah, man, the Ave has changed too. The Ave has changed. Been many moons since I've been involved in a good old Donnybrook. Yep. Yeah, man. Thanks for the feedback. Like honestly, thanks for the feedback because these are the type of conversations that I really like to have. To see how other people will handle situations. I tend to be the person, like no lie, I tend to be the person. My phone, man. When I tell you I'm a busy individual, you wouldn't think I'm as busy as I am with as much time as I spend on YouTube. That's number one. That's the reason why I tend to get on here at random times. It could be 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm cleaning kicks or whatever the case is, or whatever. It could be a time like now when I'm just kicking. I find time. You make time for anything that's important to you. So I find time to get on here, but I don't mean that like, man, my phone is always blown up, man. I always got people, asking me for help. I'm the go-to guy whenever somebody needs help. It's me. So I tend to put myself into this position of like people put me in a position of trust, and number one, they value my input, my output, my help, or whatever. So I have to make sure, like I don't get somebody else like in trouble or somebody else hurt, because of your reaction. I tell people, never make a big decision when you're emotional. Not a big decision. Not when you're emotional. Not a big decision. And that's not, once again, it works both ways. It's not always a bad. Man, you could be at a casino. You could be at a casino and put out $200 and you just won 50 grand. And you're like, I'm about to go buy a Hellcat. Hold on a second. Hold on. Because I know, what I mean? Adrenaline's rushing, you're excited. Congrats on your win. But hold on a second. Do you really need a Hellcat? You know what I mean? You're about to make a big decision because you're emotional. And that's even a good emotion, right? That's a good reason. You know what I mean? But hold on a second. Sleep on it, man. Give it a day or two. You know what I mean? Wait for that to come down. And then, if you still want to do it, man, you do you. It's your money, whatever, have fun. But, you're emotional right now, right? In a good way. Well, we know our emotions can definitely make some bad decisions for us. I remember when I used to drink, man. I call it the effort factor, right? and alcohol used to increase my why not. So like when I'm sober, if you wanted me to do something crazy like wilding out, when I'm sober, I'd be like, yo, your neighbor left their garage door open. You want to see what they got? And I was like, well, why would I do that? Like, why would I go into my neighbor's garage, man, to go look around, or anyone's garage for that? Like, why would I do that? It don't make no sense to me. And then alcohol flowing. Now it's like, well, why not? Let's go check it out. Now, once again, I ain't a thief, but I go snooping around and just hopping fences for no reason. It's the why not. It's because the alcohol helped me do that. That's why I don't drink anymore, man. I mean, like, look, that's my my little personal thing, man. I haven't made the best decisions underneath the influence of alcohol. I flat out tell you all that. Flat out. It's crazy. Rob T said, I appreciate you making the time for us. We know you're busy. Now, good looking out, Rob T. And honestly, Rob T, my bad, because I wasn't even trying to come off as like that, to be honest with you. I appreciate you for making the time for me. I wasn't even trying to make it come off like any other way, to be honest with you. I really wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, truth be told, I enjoy kicking it with y'all. You know, we have some faithful individuals that tends to tap into our live streams. You're supporting us, you're supporting our channels. You know what I mean? We have a voice on YouTube. You know what I mean? And I'm like, no lie, I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for it, which is crazy. Which is crazy because I this is what I need. Let me number one, let me put that out there. I have customers, like, you know, I got a moving company, right? I got customers that like literally watch my channel, right? So this is my place to where I get to vent and just be like real talk, right? Yes, there's YouTube guidelines, you know, certain things, you know, that, you know, controversial takes that like I don't want to get shadow banned or canceled or whatever, you know what I mean? So but outside of that, like, I really get to be myself on this platform, and that's what I think what really draws people in is just the mere fact that you get to be organic and be yourself. You know what I mean? King Midas said smash that like button, trying to get our boy monetized. You ain't never lie. And do you know what's so crazy about that, BT? As many times as I've gone live, and I flat out tell you, y'all make this possible for me because I am trying to get monetized. And I mean, I can really only talk about so many sneakers, right? I mean, flat out, we're always gonna talk about kicks, but like, I mean, you know, if I go live every single day, I mean, we're gonna be repeating ourselves. So now we just kind of just need to sit back and just chill and have a chill session, like how Jay and I did a live reaction to, you know, the fights, or you know, the wrestling joints or something like that. You know what I mean? I was gonna stream this fight, not like stream it, but you know, go live and be watching the fight, but the fight got canceled. Tank Davis and Paul, right? But truth be told, it's crazy to think on how much work I have put into YouTube just to get monetized. And like, no lie, I was thinking about this the other day. This is just to get monetized. After I get monetized, now there's a whole new journey of making money on YouTube. Which is sick to think about, because like, I put so many hours, like, no lie, I put so many hours into this just to be eligible to put a whole lot more hours in. So it's literally like the process doesn't stop. Like, yo, I'm monetized, so I ain't doing no more lives, I ain't making no more videos, your boy's golden, I just want to say thanks and I'm out. Nope. Nope. Dark Knight asks, what is your opinion on the Stranger Things Nike Dunks? I think it's a nice kick. Purple Haze and Jay Elevate, anybody here in the comment section who watched Stranger Things, I'm so far behind. I think I've watched like 3 episodes of like the first season, so I'm so behind. But from what I did see, I did like it. So me personally, I didn't know anything about like the whole upside down world and all that. I think it's a dope silhouette. The presentation is definitely on point. Good materials on it, and the whole theme of the shoe, you know what I mean, just to, you know, to follow the story is dope. Jay was on here and him and Perp broke that down as far as like the whole, like I said, I didn't know much about the show itself. I need to catch up on it, to be honest with you, because I actually do like that series. But the silhouette itself is fire. The joint is fire. Yep, the journey to get to the journey. Absolutely. How many hours a week you got to be on to continue to be monetized? So from what I understand from the YouTube um like rules are, you, I believe they want you to make at least 3 videos a month, if I'm not mistaken, even if they're shorts. So they can be shorts, they can be, but once you get monetized, YouTube wants you to remain active. You have to have an active account on the platform. So let's say I get monetized by the end of this month or the second half of December, December 10th or whatever. I can't just take a hiatus up until March. They will demonetize you and be like, nope, you got to drop some content. You got to drop at least 3 videos in a month, even if they're short videos. You just got to, I don't even think it has to be videos. I'm not sure. I have to, maybe I should research this. Even if you got into your community post and just uploaded a picture or just whatever, just say what up to your community, or hey guys, got them, or whatever, I think that counts as activity. I'm not sure on that, but that's what I think. So it's more activity versus hours. Let me see. Did you guys see those newer Wizard dunks? Not the Wizard of Oz SB dunks, but those purple and teal Wizard Halloween dunks. I don't know why that's sounding familiar. I think I've seen them, but it's sounding familiar. He said, money from YouTube or not, a lot of people enjoy the content and appreciate your energy. Man, good looking out. Good looking out. And truth be told, I'm definitely not doing this, just for the money. I appreciate I finally have a voice, right? Like, there's a part of me that feel like, number one, I know I'm weird. I know I'm a little different, and but I've been different literally my entire life. Not better. I'm not better. I'm just different, and I know I'm different. So I know that my thoughts and the way that I move and the way that I think is different than like other people that's around me. So just the mere fact that I can find people that can understand what I'm saying, it's really like a benefit for me. Like, I don't say like 80% of the things that I think. That's number one. Let me just flat out tell you, I do not say 80% of the things that I think, because I don't think like regular people, like flat out. Like, sometimes I have sense. I'm 45 years old, man, and yes, I am a grown man, but I'm a big kid at heart. So number one, I find things to be extremely funny that I really shouldn't laugh at. That's an internal thing that I know. So I have to, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it's cool for anyone to hurt themselves, but I'm telling you right now, if I don't, man, you can be an 80-year-old person. If I see you fall and eat it on some ice or something like that, on the inside, I'm cracking up. On the outside, I'm gonna come help you out. But I'm telling you right now, that's funny to me. Look, I'm working on myself, right? But the inside, that's funny. Like, I ain't gonna lie, it's funny, right? But on the outside, I'm gonna come pick you up, I'm gonna help you out, I'm gonna brush you off, make sure you're good and all that stuff, right? But on the inside, look, that was hilarious, all right? This is where we're at. This is where we're at. So I appreciate the opportunity. Let me see. Dark Knight said, I took L. Wow. I took an L on 11 raffles for the Stranger Things. Sad I didn't get a dub. Matter of fact, BT, I took an L. I only took one, but I was trying to get those Stranger Things for Jay. So Jay took an L on them, and I put in a size 11 for Jay for the Stranger Things. Some joints is dope. He said they're on the Nike app, and Hibbits had them. All right, I'm gonna take a look at these joints, to these dunks. The Wizards were similar to the Haley Wilsons, right? Question, what do you think about all of the Air Jordans that were OG sitting on shelves? Oh, the disrespect. Dark Knight, that is a good question. I do look at it that way, but then I also look at it to where it's like, I don't consider myself a reseller, even though I have sold kicks, right? But even if I was a reseller, let me put it this way. I do think it's disrespectful, but then also I think it's dope. I think it's dope at the fact that we can literally go into a shoe store and just buy a shoe that we really want. Like, like the accessibility and the availability of these sneakers, I think is actually dope. I know we can look at it from a term of wow, like oh, you're really doing this sneaker like that. But then I mean, I'm also looking at it from like wow, let's say somebody got to wait until next week to get paid, and they're sitting there on the inside like, man, I really wanted those Taxi 12s, but next week's payday, so I can't get it. They're gonna be gone. Well, you can still go get them. You know what I mean? So I think it is dope. I don't know. It's like a double-edged sword. I guess depending on what side it benefits you, then that's the good side, right? I look at it that way. Have you ever thought about streaming? Well, playing video games, it will help you and give a boost on getting monetized. I have. Here goes the funny thing, King Midas. I actually just watched Tony D2 Wild. That's somebody else I've been following for a very long time. Tony D2 Wild, the vintage. I know the vintage came back. He was like, hey, I'm gonna chill on the sneaker content, getting his body right, and he looks amazing, by the way. Pause on that, but there's nothing wrong with complimenting another man. I mean, flat out, I'm a man, and the dude is. I'm proud of him. He looks right. I know he came back to the sneaker stuff. I just watched a video with Tony D2 Wild, and Tony D2 Wild was like, yo, I got some other content going on here, and I'm thinking about bringing it all back to one stage. There's a couple of things that I do, right? I play the drums, right? I thought about doing like drumming videos, but no. But I thought about it. I'm a bowler. I know a lot of people within the bowling community, so I thought about starting a bowling channel. I thought about starting a gaming channel, a fitness channel. But when I say fitness, like mine's are gonna be kind of more like 40 and fit. Like this is workouts for like older people like myself. I already blew out my I've showed this before, you ain't gonna be able to see it, but right here, I already blew up my bicep tendon from bodybuilding when I was 40 years old. So I'm definitely not lifting to that magnitude anymore and all that stuff, whatever. But we still want to be healthy and have healthy hearts. We want to live as long as possible, right? Naturally speaking. So I don't know. So anyway, kicking stocks, like I want to start a finance channel to where I'm talking about investments and stuff like that. I'm not a financial advisor, none of this stuff. I just really want to just share like what I'm doing and how I make money in the stock market. It's actually pretty easy, pretty simple to do, whether you into cryptocurrencies or whatever the case is, trading futures, whatever how you trade. I don't do everything, but I just kind of want to share like finances. I think that's personally something that everyone really should at least know about. Even if you don't do it, you should know about it. But anyway, I got so many ideas, and with all of these ideas is time. Let me tell y'all something. If there's something that I wish I had more of, it's actually not money. I can always use money, right? We can always use money, but it's not even money, it's time. It's actually time. I say this from time to time. There's a lot of things. Look, there's a lot of things on this planet that's not fair. You might get judged because of the color of your skin, or because of the tattoos that you have, or the hair that you may or may not have, or the color of it, or how many piercings you have. You might get judged by your weight, your height, your knowledge, how many degrees you have. There's a whole lot of things that's not fair. Your finances, whatever, your physical abilities. You might be missing a limb, you might be disabled, whatever. I'm gonna tell you this: if there's one thing that's equal for all of us, is we all get 24 hours in a day. Now that's fair. You might be in a jail cell. You get 24 hours in a day, and it's what you do with that time is what matters. That's what matters. I'm not saying I'm a beast at time management. I'm not saying that, but I'm pretty responsible with my time. I'm not sleepy. It's 11. What time is it? Oh, it's 10:14. It's 10:14. Mad early. I've been on this stream for an hour and 34 minutes. my Xbox is turned on already. When I get up the stream, you would think, all right, well, I just told y'all I got sneakers behind this camera that I need to make video. I need to make content on. I am not about to get off this live stream and make sneaker content. I'm not. I'm about to play my Xbox because I want to have some doggone fun. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not me mismanaging my time. I'm allotting time to do that. And when I'm done with this, I played Left 4 Dead, by the way. I suck. Well, all right, let me take it back. I ain't gonna lie. I used to suck at this game. Now I'm actually getting better because I've been playing it. But I was terrible at this game. It's not Left 4 Dead. I'm bugging. My bad. It's called Dead by Daylight. I don't know where I got Left 4 Dead from. It's Dead by Daylight. I was terrible at this game. Now I'm actually getting better at it. So, but anyway, you know what I mean? That's just me making time. My wife's upstairs. She's already laying in the bed sleeping. My daughter's upstairs. She's probably on the phone talking to her friends. My son is upstairs. He's doing whatever he's doing, but he's 20 years old, so he comes and goes as he wants, right? My family's upstairs. So it's not like I'm neglecting my family and all that stuff. You know what I mean? I already got my time in with them. But yeah, like, the Big Lebowski. He said, I want to watch a bowling channel, the Big Lebowski. Man, that's something that I actually should. I would love to start a bowling channel. You'd be surprised. There's a really big bowling community out there. Let me see. I like the fact that you can get in the reseller market and buy shoes. I just don't like the price gouging. The profits, not a bad word, but you ain't got to make a lick on me. You want to know what? I agree with that. So I've been bouncing around the idea, card guy, of so I don't have a channel membership on my channel yet. I'm eligible for it. I can definitely start it. I just haven't started yet. And the only thing a channel membership is, it's just whenever, you know, your viewers, your subscribers, your audience, your followers, the people that support you, it's like a monthly subscription to a channel. I've been bouncing around the idea, and I've said this on lives. I've been bouncing around the idea that I would like to resell shoes because, number one, I think in the sneaker community, just generally speaking, I think resellers have a bad reputation. Like when people hear that you resell, people are like, I hate resellers, you know? But let's talk about price gouging, right? I have a business. I have a moving business. I've had this company for over 12 years now. I am aware of my competition, other moving companies. I am aware of their rates and I know what they charge. I'm also aware of the service that I provide to my customers. So I'm aware of all of this. My rates are extremely competitive to my competition. I'm talking about even like the big companies. I'm talking about like the big companies. But my rates are extremely competitive. And yes, they're slightly lower. And that's not because I don't have the clientele, like flat out. Like I can, truth be told, I can honestly probably charge more than like the bigger companies and still have plenty of business. The reason why I don't do that is because I believe in that old school customer service. You know, my customers are like my mouthpiece. I don't do any marketing and advertising anymore. Like I really don't. I really don't. My phone just rings. My phone rings consistently. And I'm grateful for that too, by the way. I'm grateful for that. But let me tell you this. I work my tail off. Like for every one of my customers, I know my customers feel so special. They tip us very well. I get tips and all that stuff too. So does my crew. But my customers feel so special. Like whenever I provide a service to them, they're like, wow, like Derek, you and your team are just amazing. Hibbly blah, 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 blah. And they feel so special. They feel so special. And the reality behind it is there's nothing special about it. I provide that top level service to you like I do to every one of my customers, whether I'm moving just one sofa or if I'm moving a $4 million home. It don't matter, right? I provide that same level of service to all of my customers. So when it comes to reselling, like I want to be like a good, honest reseller. Like in my mind, I want to make a little bit of money on top of the shoe, but I want to give you a deal to where like you're gonna come back to me to want another shoe, right? I'm not. I don't want to say fakes. I don't want to say nothing that has any damage on it, or if it does, then it's something that if it's a used shoe, whatever that. I want to be a good, honest reseller, just like how I have a good, honest moving company. The slogan for the moving company is the name of the company is called Cornerstone Moving, right? And the slogan is moving with faith, integrity, and love. That's the slogan, and I literally believe I literally believe that. I don't want to be like a sleazeball, right? Reseller. You know what I mean? I got these pink awakes. Somebody tapped in and said, I think it was Rob T or BT is one of them, that the pink awakes are going for like $800. Bro, I'll sell it to you for $700. You got instant equity in the shoe. Do you see what I'm saying? I got them for retail. I paid $230 for them. Add on the taxes, fine. $250, $257, whatever the case is. I'm using that as an example. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't need $800 for the shoe. I want you to have instant equity in it. And this is what I've been thinking about doing as far as with a channel membership, to have a channel membership option on my channel, to where, because you're supporting me and showing love to the channel or whatever the case is, I want to be able to give back to my members and give you a discounted shoe. You know what I mean? I want to make it worth your while. Like I want to give you a deal. I don't want you to feel like, man, nobody likes the feeling of getting taken advantage of. Like nobody literally likes that feeling. Like literally, like nobody likes that feeling. You'll be seeing like the little pranks, and I don't know if they give the money back, right? But even like, think about a person who's begging like on the street with a cup, and you walk up and you act like you're gonna put $1 in, but you take $1 out. Like nobody, or even if it's just a quarter, like nobody likes the feeling of getting taken advantage of. It's just not a good feeling. I understand that, supply and demand. I'm a business owner. I get it, whatever. But nobody likes the feeling of getting like just pause. But nobody likes the feeling of getting bent over. Like nobody just, hey, honey, I overpaid for these sneakers. Like you're not going to be proud of that. Like you're going to be like, man, I really wanted them. They had my size, but I know I paid too much for them. But, I was able to get them, but he ain't had to. He wasn't working on that price not one bit, and you know the feeling. So that's it. FN said, I look poor. Help me out. Matter of fact, if you would like to give a super chat right now, I need it. So help a poor guy out. I would appreciate it. You don't understand what it's like. These aren't even real sneakers in the background. It's green screen. I don't know what to do. Please do. Drop a super chat so I can get my first pair of sneakers, please. I would appreciate it. Anyone selling black metallic 5 size 10 and a half? I want to buy a pair so bad, dog. I ain't trying to spend $400 to $500 on them things. You want to know what, fam? This is what I'll do. I have a feeling that come Black Friday, we're going to be getting some restocks. GOAT's going to be doing something special. They tend to do something special every year. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think it's going to be an easy cop, but the black metallics have already done restocked actually a few times. So I think something special is going to be coming up during this Christmas season, the Black Friday time and all that stuff. And I will be on the lookout for you. I will definitely be on the lookout for you. 10 and a half. I got you. Do you have a Rolex or a Porsche? FN, do you have a Rolex or a Porsche? Let's start there. Matter of fact, look, I'm going to give you the opportunity. I'm going to give you the opportunity right now to brag about yourself. Like, share with the people all of the good things you have in life. Now watch this. I know you're gonna lie. So that's number one. I know you're gonna lie because it's so easy to do, right? But I'm gonna give you the platform and I'm gonna let you brag to everybody about, oh, I got $5 million in my checking account. And, I bought my mom 17 houses. I'm gonna give you the opportunity to brag about how awesome of a person you are. So just type away there, buddy. Just have at it. It's all you. He said, yeah, let me know. Jay Elevate has my IG, all that. Yo, fam, have I don't remember if I've added you on IG. Man, I am so bad about IG. I rarely get on it. That's the sad part. All right. That's me on IG right there. Just a heads up. Ah, yeah, you come on. You know he is. You can't be on the internet for so long and not get the trolls in there, right? So I mean, it's gonna happen, man. That's one thing about this space right here in particular is man, you do gotta have a tough skin. I mean, there's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. Man, people will eat you up alive. I do try to find like the purpose of, once again, when I was younger, whatever, I do get it. But like when you get older, you realize nobody likes bullies. Like literally nobody likes a bully. Even in prison. Car guy, speak on this. Do people just love bullies? Like, oh, look at him. He's so big and scary and tough. Like, we love him. I mean, nobody likes a bully, man. Like, it's not cool. All right, at Car Guy for Life 7. All right, let me jump on IG right now. Let me get you, because I'm so bad, man. I am so bad on even responding to things. I got to get better at that. All right, let's see. Look at that. One of my bowling homies requested to follow me. Car guy said, I want to start doing a YouTube show too. I just need to find a little lane and get my get up. Let me ask you this, Car guy. What do you like to do? Or not even just like to do. What do you like? Let's start there. Leisure, hobbies, anything. I mean, like no matter how weird it might sound, just to give you some ideas. You're like, yo, I got a beard and I like to trim my beard, or I really like cleaning my rims on my car. I like mowing the lawn. I like painting houses. I like putting together toy ships. Whatever it is. Like, no, like, what is your thing? What is your thing? Share that with me. No matter what it is. What is your thing? Because I think that is what makes no matter what it is, there's other people out there just like you. There's a lot of people just like you. A lot. There's a lot of people just like me. And that's one thing this platform have showed me. I was like, man, who's gonna watch this old dude talk about some sneakers or whatever, something that I'm passionate about. Well, I've looked at these. I still, man, you want to know what? I still watch Jay the Sneaker Guy from time to time. I don't watch him as much as I used to. And this is no diss towards Jay, right? Because number one, let me flat out say this. Number one, that man's videography is off the hook. Jay's making movies. I'm gonna tell you right now, his videography is off the chain. Hate or like that man if you want to, but I'm telling you right now, his videos are absolutely stunning. Jason G Kicks, his on-foot shoe reviews, his lace swaps and all that stuff is absolutely stunning. I don't know if you watch these people or not. Tony D, Too Wild, The Vintage. Man, there's a lot of people that I don't get to watch. James Meyer is one of my guys. Your Average Sneaker Guy is one of my guys. Kicknology, King Midas, man, there's a lot of people that got some nice content that I really do enjoy. I don't watch Jay the Sneaker Guy as much as I used to. Now that I complimented the man, I'm just gonna tell you this is my personal thing. His videos are too long for my likings, right? He's talking about, respectfully so, he's outrank, and he got these 21, 25-minute videos, and I'm like, bro, get to the shoe at hand. But that's just me. I know I talk too because I'm a talker, but I try to purposely keep my videos. I try not to go over like an 8-minute mark, but I'm a talk. As y'all can tell, I talk a lot. So, but I try to stay focused. But for me, just to drop a 21-minute video every time, that, you know, I can do it. I'm telling you right now, I can do it. I don't think anyone will watch it. But if I did that, I tell you this, I would get monetized a whole lot faster, though. I tell you that. All right, let me see. My bad. I got to talking. Well, I like sneakers, that's for sure. But I'm also in recovery, and I like to talk about recovery and talk about people who need inspiration and know that after prison, you can live your life and do great, because I am. Congratulations, man. Like, every time we have this talk, you know, like, shout out to you for that. I'd like to inspire people. I like to talk a lot about my fallback from my addiction and how beautiful life is today. That's a channel all by itself, man. I like to have a little show on sales and sales techniques. I love being a salesman. I'm great at it, phenomenal at it. That's what's up. That's what's up. Look, Jay the Sneaky Guy on feet is top tier, bro. Extraordinary production. I'm talking about like all of it. Whoopsies! Like the whole production, bang, and then, like, man, I ain't hating. That is extraordinary. That joint is so dope. You know what I mean? That joint is so dope. Car guy, I'm telling you right now. Man, I'm forgetting his name. Because I haven't watched his content in a while, but his name is Jay as well. Oh man, what? I'm gonna find his channel. There's somebody I've watched. Man, he's always telling prison stories, but I know for sure his name is Jay. White dude, beard. He's cool. Cool cat. Let me find his channel. But he actually talks about prison stories. And then I used to always watch Wes Watson. I used to always watch this cat. And then he kind of took a turn to me. He took a turn. You know, the man blew up, multi-millionaire. Then, you know, he's into the motivational lane, but his motivational lane is almost like the it's not too rough for, number one, it's not too rough for me, because whatever, like, I understand it, but I can see how just people just didn't like. He just took a turn. You know, West Washington started turning into like, you weak, you soft, you know what I mean? It's like, all right, man, like everything don't gotta be tough love, I guess, if you look at it that way. You know, let me find this cat's channel though, because I know his name is Jay. Let me see. He's on YouTube. Let me see. JY. All right, I gotta find it the hard way. Stand by. Subs, all subs. CDFGH. What is his name? HIJ. All right. Jay Williams. Let's Live a Life. It's Jay Williams. Jay Williams. I haven't watched his stuff in a little minute too, but I actually do like his content. But car guy, you literally have content right there, because this right here is absolutely huge. My crawl back from my addiction and how beautiful life is today. You and I had this conversation. I just passed my 15-year anniversary sobriety from alcohol. And it's even crazy to think. It's even crazy to think on how I've gone 15 years without alcohol, being that I used to drink so much. Man, I used to drink so much. Had my first drink at 12 years old. 12 years old. I'm gonna do a little bit of math here. 45 minus 12 equals 33. If I was still drinking today, like let's say even today I was still drinking at the age of 45, I would have 33 years of hard alcohol on my organs. And if you want to wonder why we out here dying in our 50s because we already got stage 4 something, it's because of stuff like that starting so young and so early. Even people smoking cigarettes, you know, at the age of 8 years old or whatever. You know, I would have had 33 years of hard liquor in my body. And that's how we break down so fast. I'm thinking about it like that. He said Mike Rich. Mike Rich is another one. I'll watch. I mess with Mike Rich as well. I like his content because he's genuine and he's honest about a sneaker. If he doesn't like it, he don't like it, and he's going to stand on it. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Back in the day, and I'm not gonna say just back in the day because it happens. If y'all are aware of seeding, and if you know what seeding is, like back in the day, you know, these people were getting paid to you know, to make content. And I'm not just talking about just on YouTube and clicks and views and the marketing advertising. I'm talking about they're getting seeded kicks, they're getting sent kicks from these brands. So that kind of goes back to what I mentioned before. You kind of have to talk good, right? Like if I was a spokesperson for Toyota, my bad, I went to clean my camera. If I was a spokesperson for Toyota, like I can't be doing a review on a Toyota talking about, oh, this car sucks, and look, we got cheap plastic here on the dashboard here. Oh, this is gonna crack because it cracks in every model. The turnstile is gonna break on you, and man, I can't stand the new design and the tail lights or whatever, because then Toyota's gonna be like, look, man, we're, you know, it's like a commercial, right? You talk about the sales. We're paying you to market this, to push this brand out, not to push people away, right? We ain't paying you to talk bad about it. So yes, there have been a lot of older channels, like even back in the day, you know, like and then people actually, sometimes people even come clean and be like, yo, my bad, y'all. I know I was talking about this shoe that sucked, but I kind of had to talk good about it. It was sponsored and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So anyway, I do like the fact that Mike Rich, to your point, he definitely stands on it. And I'm the same way. Like, I kind of got to catch myself because I want to give a real review, right? I want to give a real review, but I really don't want to come off as complaining, because I even said it in one of my most recent videos. I think it was my I think it was the Taxi 12s. It was the Taxi 12s. I was like, I don't want to be like nitpicky, but my Jumpman on the tongue is like kind of fuzzy. Like the stitching is weird on it. Like, and I was like, I'm not complaining. But I'm pointing out the fact that like my Jumpman is fuzzy. Like it's a weird looking Jumpman, right? And I look at stuff like that as being transparent. Like I want to be transparent with y'all, you know, but that's not me just being like, oh, look at Mr. Thing. He's just trying to find every little thing wrong so he can talk bad about the shoes. Like, no, I'm talking about my pair, right? I just want to be transparent. And I don't want to be like, yo, this is a 10 out of 10. My pair is perfect as usual and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, my pair is not perfect, actually. My Jumpman is a little off. It is what it is. I'm not going to return the shoe and none of that stuff, but, you know, I'm call a spade a spade. So, drugs and alcohol took everything from me, but God saw something on me and had me take a time out and get clean and clear-minded. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Alcohol took everything from me as well. Man, let me start by sharing this. And I'm not gonna go into the full story. We'll do that another day. Matter of fact, if you would like to do a live with me one day and share your story with the people, I would love to have you on. If you don't want to turn on your camera, you don't have to. If you want to, you can. You know what I mean? But I'm just trying to take the pressure off, because some people be like, "Yo, man, I'm not a camera person." I dig that. I respect it. Anyway, so you can always be on here like this and just talking, and be on there with me, and you don't have to use your camera, right? So, just a heads up on that. But if you would like to just kind of break the ice and get up on here with me one day, pause, because I don't like the way that sounded, but you know what I mean, man. Like, I would definitely give you the mic and let you, man, just talk. Let's talk to the people one day. So if you want to coordinate that, man, like, hit me up on IG. We'll exchange numbers. We'll do all that good stuff. We'll do all that stuff. But you're right. Alcohol has snatched so much away from me, man, and I've almost lost my wife multiple times, man. And it's so cool because my son is 20 years old now. Keep in mind, I've been sober for 15 years. So even at the age of 5 years old, my son remembers that trauma. He remembers when I used to drink and I'm punching holes in the walls because I'm angry, and he got all that rage and yelling at his mom and getting to these bad arguments. No domestic stuff, right? I don't put my hands on my wife, but I'm just talking about like the yelling and the door slamming, and you know what I mean? The passed out on the couch, the nights of me being in the bathroom and all he can hear is because I'm throwing up, and you know what I mean? Like, you name it, man. Like, just the DUI that I got, and lost my career, we foreclosed on the home, couldn't afford to keep the house, and the repo man came and took my Tahoe. Look, I was hiding my doggone Chevy Tahoe, man. Let me tell y'all, let me share this with y'all. Fell behind, obviously. I fell behind on my car note, and I didn't have like low jack and nothing like that on my truck. So I was literally parking my truck 5 blocks away from my house to stop the repo man from finding my truck. I would park my truck 5 blocks away and walk home. I would walk home because I was hiding my truck, knowing that the repo man was after my vehicle. I was getting all of the phone calls and all that stuff. They come by my house and, you know what I mean, knock on the door. I open the door. I'm like, "Hey, we're looking for this vehicle." I'm like, "Yeah, it's my truck. I don't know where it's at right now." I'm playing all of that foolishness game, right? I let one of my friends hold it, and I'm doing all this nonsense. And then eventually it came down to where I hit them up. Like, when I tell you I was over it, I was over it, you know? I hit them up, and I put my truck right in front of my house, parked right in front of my house, left the keys inside the ignition, doors unlocked, and I hit the repo man up, and I was like, "Come get this truck. I'm done." Man, it was such a burden for me just dealing with all of this, and I was like, "I'm over it, man. Like, I'm letting it go." And the repo man came over to the crib. Y'all ready for this? Came over to the crib, knocks on the door. I was like, "Hey, what's up?" There goes the truck right there. All my personal stuff is out of it. Truck works just fine. Go ahead and take it. I can't afford this thing. He calls the bank right there in front of me. Bank's like, "Well, if he makes a payment, we'll work out something with him, this, that, and the third." And he's like, "Look, dude, the bank's trying to work with you. You know, this, that, that." I was like, "I can't afford it. I cannot afford it, man. I've been hiding this truck from you. You've been over here trying to get this vehicle." He's like, I've been trying to work out a deal with you. This is kind of, boom, boom, boom." I was like, "Take the truck." He was like, "It's going to mess up your credit." I was like, "Look, man, when you want to talk about instant, like, liberate, man, I was liberated, man. It was like the burden was just relieved. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, man. Man, I remember that, man. It actually brings joy to me, because I'm like, sometimes, man, we have to let go. Oh, it was embarrassing. Of course it was embarrassing, right? But I tell you what else was embarrassing. It was my fault. They had my face on the news from this DUI. Face on the news. So I had media knocking on my door trying to get some sort of statement from me or some sort of report or whatever, you know what I mean? Make an article out of it, whatever the case is. Like they made it was, man, it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. So when I see Car Guy talk about, let me bring this up right here. When he says, I'd like to inspire people, I like to talk a lot about my crawl back from my addiction and how beautiful life is today. Let me tell you why that resonates with me, fam. Let me tell you why that resonates with me. Because my face was all over the news and nobody would give me a job and nobody would give me an opportunity because of my DUI. Man, you want to talk about like getting blackballed or shadow banned or whatever it is? That was me. Nobody would give me a doggone shot. Nobody would give me an opportunity. I went from making $100,000 plus a year being a police officer to making zero. Temp agencies wouldn't even hire me. Temp agencies wouldn't give me a job, man. I'm like, yo, like no disrespect. Temp agencies hire felons. I'm like, yo, it's a DUI. Like, what up? Oh yeah, we're sorry. We don't have anything for you at the moment. I'm like, and I can laugh about it now, but it wasn't no laughing matter. You know what I mean? I was like, oh man, like I am screwed. Man, I'm screwed. He said, I was so relieved when the feds got me, man. I was tired, bro. I weighed 145 pounds. That was my weight in 8th grade. I was out bad, bro. Yeah, I feel you. Sam Ray in the build. What up? He said, gossip always means you have to cut some people out of your life, unfortunately. I like that. I like that, Sam Ray. 100%. Yeah, that was the topic. You know, we talked about some kicks earlier, but that was definitely you know the topic on how you handle gossip. You know, there is something, you know, there's different types of gossip, but to talk about the negative, let me tell you something. There's nothing wrong with pruning. Car Guy and I, we're gonna have we're gonna do a live one day, and I'm gonna let him tell his story. You know, I definitely want to hear it. Definitely want to hear his story. So we're gonna connect behind the scenes and make that happen. Car Guy, if you follow Kicknology, he goes by Truth. His name is Jeremy, by the way, but I communicate with him behind the scenes as well. And we've been talking about well, he hit me up and we're gonna have some sort of live going on where we're talking about God, man, and just kind of like have like that spiritual conversation. You know, that'll be in the works. So I'll definitely keep you in a loop on that one too, for sure. He said, funny story. A couple of months ago, the Fed that got me came to my mechanic shop to get service, and we chopped it up. And I thanked him for saving my life. Man, you see that is profound. That is a testimony all by itself. That is a testimony all by itself. Before I was on the streets, I worked in the prison. Out here in Colorado, it's called DRDC. That stands for Denver Reception and Diagnostic Center. Only thing that means is it was considered a level 4 facility, a maximum facility, because if you get a felony, I was a correction officer, and if you get a felony in the state of Colorado, you will come to DRDC to get processed. After you get processed, you get classified, and then you get shipped out to whatever facility. So some people will come to DRDC, you know, go through intake. You understand that, so it's the people that don't. You go to intake, you know, you strip down, butt naked. They taking a look at your scars, marks, and tattoos and all that stuff. You know what I mean? They're checking your gang affiliation. They do all that stuff in intake, right? And then they make you take these tests, and then depending on what you're in there for, how much time you have, whatever, that's when you get classified, you know, checking your education level and stuff, and then you get shipped off to, you know, whatever facility you're going to get shipped to. Anyway, this is the moral of the story. I was walking in the Aurora Mall with my wife, and keep in mind, my son is 20 years old now, but just gonna show you how long ago it was. My son was still in the stroller, right? So he's young, whatever. As soon as I walked through the door, like literally, as soon as I walked through the door, I see like I didn't even want to say it, but no lie, there's like 6 or 7 guys walking towards me. I didn't even want to do it. I didn't want to do the whole 6-7 thing, but they're walking towards me, and I immediately recognized 2 of them. They were locked up in a pen. I immediately recognized them. So as they're walking towards me, because they're walking to exit the mall, I just walked in with my wife and kid. My daughter wasn't even born then. My daughter's 15 now. But anyway, I kind of give my wife a nudge, and I'm like, babe, take Jason to go to the car. Take Jason to go to the car. And she's like, why? What's up? I'm like, go to the car. So she turns around and just walks out the door, right? Me, I'm trying to save face. So I just keep walking in towards them or whatever. Keep in mind I'm outnumbered. In this particular day, I ain't gonna lie to you, I wasn't even armed. Not like if I was, but I would have done anything because whatever. But I wasn't at that particular time. So I'm walking in, whatever the case is, whatever. I didn't make no eye contact with them. I just kind of walking, looking at stores or whatever. And then they stopped. They was like, yo, hold on, yo. Ain't you a cop? Now, granted, even when you're a correction officer, they still call you cops, even though you're not a cop on the outside, whatever. But that's what they call you, right? So I was like, yeah, I work over at a DRDC. What's good with you? And then he came over to me. He was like, he told his boy, she was like, yeah, this is New York right here. He goes, he's one of the cool ones. He puts his hand up for a dap. So I dap him up. I was like, yo, good to see you out, man. Like, good to see you as well. He's like, oh, snap, you remember me? I was like, yeah, man. What are you up to? Oh, man, just in the mall, man. Just did some shopping, this, that, and the third. And no, man, just wanted to tell you thanks, man. Like you was always one of the smooth ones on the inside. You never let the job get to your head and whatnot. You know what I mean? So, but it was, my whole point was it was a good interaction. And this is one of the reasons why I used to always tell officers, like co-workers, like other officers on the inside, like respect is a two-way street, right? You don't, just because somebody's doing time don't mean that you're gonna treat them all foul, man. Like at the end of the day, unless they are lifers, number one, they're gonna get out one day. So you might want to chill with all of the whole tough stuff, you know what I mean? Because the chances of you seeing them on the outside it's real, right? Even if they got 5 years or whatever, even if they got 10, the chances of seeing them on the outside is real. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. I've even learned this from like even just being out on the streets. I'm gonna tell you this right now. People will remember you way more than what you can remember them. What that means is, I remember altercations that I've had with people. But if we didn't have an altercation, if everything went smooth, I'm not gonna really remember you, if that makes sense. But they'll remember, yo, you disrespected me in the chow hall, or, you know, I was there on the visitation. My wife was there and my kid, and you cut my visit short because of whatever, you did me wrong. Like, man, they're gonna remember that stuff. Now, that don't mean that you're gonna get beat up or jumped or nothing like that. But what I'm trying to say is, man, like, two-way street, man. If you give respect, man, you get respect. You know what I mean? Like, seek what you be what you seek. If you want people to be kind to you, be kind to others. I understand, you know, you always got a job to do, right? Especially when you're working, you got a job to do. I'm not saying don't do your job. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, be what you seek, man. If you want more friends in life, be friendly. Like, be a friendly person if you want friends, right? If you want people to be nice to you, be nice to people. If you want people to be respectful to you, be respectful to others. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a two-way street. Like, be what you seek. So, there's that. Sig in the bill. What up, Sig? Man, I done been on here for 2 hours, man. I got my Xbox turned on. But you know what? I'm chopping it up with y'all. All right. Let me see. IG or YouTube. If you're referring to Technology, he's on YouTube. He is on YouTube. Let me find his give me 1 sec. Let me pull this up. All right, let me share this right here. All right, this is my brother right here. Technology. Sub up to his channel right here. Yeah. Oh, you see the rare video popped up here. All right. Yes, sign up to my brother right here. This is his channel. So whenever you have vidIQ, vidIQ starts sharing like some channel stats or whatever. You know what I mean? Not to put him on blast, but yeah, vidIQ be giving like some rough estimates on things. I do have vidIQ, by the way, as well. So whenever you become a content creator, it'll start showing you like statistics on like other channels and how they perform. Like you see here, he got 15 views per hour. This video is getting 20 views per hour. This video is getting 26 views per hour. So yeah, my guy right here is pretty dope. I just wanted to bring up his channel real quick just to show you that's who he is right there. Yep, he just dropped a vid. I commented. I saw his Jordan 11, his Red Air 11 video. Good looking out, car guy. Absolutely, the golden rule: treat others how you want to be treated. It's 100, bro. Do you know what's so crazy? It's like we know this, right? Like we know this, and it's supposed to be so simple, but yet, man, like there's so many people that just don't even want to just follow the golden rule, right? Like to me, that's like common sense right there. You know what I mean? Yesterday, my wife and I, my wife does like this permanent jewelry thing. So yesterday, we were at a high school and it was a craft fair, right? So I was there. My wife helped my wife out, help her set up and stuff like that, carry the stuff, help set up. You know me, I'm a social butterfly with sales, right? So I'm talking to people, whatever, getting people over to whatever. She's doing her jewelry, whatever. There's one lady walking by. She went to go put her phone. Actually, she took her phone out of her back pocket. I watched her, right? She took her phone out of her back pocket, and when she pulled her phone out, a bunch of 20s fell on the floor. I was like, ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. She looked at me, and I was like, you dropped some money right there on the floor. You dropped some money. And she's like, oh my God, thank you. You know, it was so natural. It was literally so natural for me to do that, to help her out. I didn't have like a inkling in my body to hope that nobody else would see this so I can go and recover her funds. Now that is completely different. If you're just walking, right, and you just see $100 bill, a $20 bill, or some money on the floor, and you pick it up and you don't know whose it is and you put it in your pocket, right? That's completely different. That's not stealing. But I saw whose money it was, and I didn't have because my whole point is, if that was me who would have dropped my money, I would want somebody to be like, sir, excuse me, yo, bro, whatever, something, and be like, yo, you just dropped something. I would want you to treat me the same exact way. So you treat others the same way. I would expect that reciprocation. So that's the whole mode of the story. Like I would totally want somebody to treat me and handle me the same exact way. Good looking out. I appreciate you. Good looks. You know what I mean? It's that same concept. And even though it's such a simple thing to follow, I think it could be so difficult for people to do. That's the crazy part. As simple, in all simplicity, I think it's difficult for people to reciprocate that, to give that back, to say, hey, now watch this. On that example that I gave you, you know, with someone dropping money, I picked it up because I don't know whose it is. If I'm still there at this craft fair, which I was there working it, right? If I see somebody walking by and they're like this, I'll ask them, are you looking for something? And they're like, yeah, I had some money in my pocket and, you know, I dropped it or whatever. I will give it back to them. Now, granted, watch this. Watch this. Could it be somebody else from afar, who saw me pick this money up and they're acting like it's theirs, and I just don't know that's the case? That's a possibility, and I would still give it to them because once again, I'm treating people how I would still want to be treated. That same energy, literally, that I'm releasing back is gonna get reciprocated still, even though somebody just got me. If you want to look at it that way, it's okay. It's all right. I left my wallet in the customer's car, had $600 in it, and they drove back and brought it to me, and I had no idea where it was, and I gave them $50. So you rewarded them for returning it, which is a beautiful thing to do. Shout out for that, and shout out to that customer for having integrity. I always tell people, man, you want to get in a good definition of integrity. It's doing the right thing when no one is watching, when nobody sees it. When nobody sees it, are you going to do what's right? Absolutely. I found wallets. I've done this too. Back in the day, I found wallets, IDs and all, and I have gone into their wallet just to try to find a license or something. I find their license and I would go to the person's home, ring the doorbell and be like, I found this. Yep. I didn't dig through your wallet for no other reason than finding your ID, because that's what I would want for someone to do to me. I found cell phones. I just keep it on. I'm not turning it off. I'm not trying to avoid nothing. I want the phone to ring. I'll answer the phone. Hello, this is Derek. Hi, I left my phone. Yep, I found your phone in on the floor in the bowling alley or whatever. I went to go turn it into the front desk, and quite frankly, I didn't even trust the people there at the front desk, so I didn't even want to return it to the bowling alley or whatever the case is. I got your phone. You want to meet up? Where you live? What side of town you on? Boom, boom, boom. I would want someone to do the same exact thing for me. The same exact thing. Real talk. Real talk. Yo, did you add me on IG, or did it? Because I didn't add you. Let me make sure. I want to connect with you now, right now, just so that before I get off, pause, because I like the way that sounded. Before I exit YouTube, I didn't like that get off part. No. All right, hold up. Let me go back. I know you dropped it in there. Let me try to find this chat real quick. I'll get your name in there. There we go. All right, Bobby. All right. Yeah. Jay got you. Yep. All right, boom. All right, fam. I got you. I bet. Got you locked in. I got you locked in. He said I ain't too active, but I'm start learning. Yeah. For sure. And Jay and I will actually host a live. We're actually we've hosted lives talking about being a content creator and being on YouTube and stuff like that on this platform. Not because we're any type of gurus, because we're not. It's just because we're actively doing it. So like I actually, do you know what's funny? I've thought about starting another YouTube channel about how to start a YouTube channel. I thought about it for beginners, right? Because once again, it's not because I'm a guru or nothing like that, but because I flat out tell you, when I started my YouTube channel, I didn't have not one person who can pull me aside and be like, yo, let me give you some pointers or tips and advice. Everything I've learned off of YouTube. So I kind of went through some trial and error, on my own, to where I had to make some fine tunes in order for my channel to become more successful. So like, let me tell you something that's very common. One thing about me, I'm real heavy. I'm like a geek when it comes to certain things. Anything that I'm interested in, I research the love out of it. Like I'm a heavy. I just research it. So I watch a lot of videos even to this day on like how to get more subscribers, how to get more views, how to package your content, how to create better thumbnails and tags and titles and descriptions and videography. And like I'm key lighting, having lights and key lighting and backgrounds, all that stuff, like literally all that stuff. Like I research all of this stuff. Something that's very common, it's called, I'm gonna type it out so when you see it you'll know what this means. When you are a content creator, I just put it in the chat there. It's called sub for sub. You do not want to do this. So whenever you watch these videos, you hear people be like, new content creators, let's unite here. Somebody will put that in the comment section, and then they'll have like 500 likes. And let me tell you what starts happening. Everybody who got 4 subscribers, 12 subscribers, 25 subscribers, 85 subscribers, everybody starts subbing up to your channel. And in return, they want you to sub up to their channel. It's called a subscription for subscription. Let me tell you why you do not want to do this. You will destroy your channel before it gets started. So that's going to be an easy way for you to get a quick 100, 200 subscribers, because you created like this little subscribe community. Everyone is subbing up to each other and everybody got all these subs. Like, wow, I've had my channel for 7 days and I got 120 subscribers. Yep, you got 120 people that's not watching your content. So for you to start your channel off and you already got 120 subscribers of people that's not going to click on a single video of yours because they don't care about your content, it's going to confuse the algorithm. So the algorithm is going to be confused on why you got all of these subscribers and it's sending them your videos and none of them are watching it. And vice versa. You ain't watching none of these clowns you don't subscribe up to neither. You just did it just to have a high subscriber count. So I'm going to tell you right now, one of the very, 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 very first things about YouTube is, I know it feels like an important metric, but subscriber count is a vain metric. It don't matter how many subscribers you have. It is a vain metric. We like to have it because I guess it's like a bragging right. But I'm telling you right now, the most important subscriber count is to reach 1,000, because that's the only way you can get fully monetized. Is you got to have at least 1,000 subs. Anything more than 1,000 is a vain metric. And then you got some people that pay for subscribers too. And if YouTube catches you on that, they're going to ban your channel. Your channel gets canceled anyway. But you can buy subscribers. You can buy views. You can buy likes. You can buy subscribers. And don't do that, because when you do it, it's not organic growth. Man, they're going to send your videos off to some people up in India who's going to, watch your video and artificially blow it up. But once again, I mean, it's not organic. So this is stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I never paid for any subs or none of that stuff or whatever the case is. But this is stuff that like I just had to learn. Like I flat out just had to learn. And if you follow like how to grow on YouTube, like if you YouTube how to grow on YouTube because you're a content creator, these are the type of things that's gonna pop up. Man, like, yo, I ain't saying this to be disrespectful to nobody, fam. Like nobody. Man, you got these African channels. Listen, I can tell you how to get 1,000 subscribers in 3 days. Go over to this website right here. Don't listen to none of that crap, man. Like, you're chill with all that. Like, don't do none of that. Go over to this channel right here, and you want to press this button right here, and boom, like that, you will have 3,000 subscribers in 3 days. I'm telling you right now, man. Some people got it like that. The Homozis, the Mr. Beast, like all of the big. Some people got it like that, man. To where like, some people just blow up fast. Your average person, There's a statistic out that says, like, I don't remember the exact number, so I don't want to lie, but I want to say it's in the 80 percentile. Do you know that 80% of YouTube is the hardest platform to make it on? I'm telling you right now, I got 1,900 subscribers on YouTube. If I was on TikTok, IG, Facebook, whatever, I'll be in the thousands. Thousands. I know there's tens of thousands, 50s of, I already know this. YouTube is the hardest platform to make it on. They say 80%, a high 80% of people never reach 1,000 subscribers. That's how difficult it is, because people think they got a story to tell, they're gonna turn on their camera, and they're gonna go viral. That's what you think. You got a story to tell, you're gonna turn on your camera, and the only 5 views you have is gonna be your mama, you, your girlfriend, and your best friend, and that's it. And nobody else watched your content, even though you done poured your heart and soul into it, even though you done took hours, even days to put it all together. It's gonna get 0 exposure. And that is what we all have gone through. Literally all of us. This is what we've all have gone through. So it makes it easier to have somebody to encourage you to be like, yo fam, making videos like this, that ain't the move. Turn some lights on, or whatever the case is. Or your audio's jacked up, and let someone tell you, hey yo fam, your audio's messed up, man. We can't hear. It sounds muffled, and when you're talking, it sounds like this. And people can't hear. People will click off the video quick if they can't hear what you're saying. It's better for you to have good audio and bad lighting. People will literally watch this stream with me being in the dark. People will watch this content right here because they can hear me. But the moment you have perfect lighting and like 0 audio, they're gonna click off fast. They're gonna click off real quick. But these are all things that, like I said, fam, when you got the right people, I will tell you, I will literally help you with your content. Like, no lie. And I ain't no pro at it, but I will help you with your content. Not even on some like, I'm not gonna structure your videos as far as like, you must do this. No, I'm not even talking about that way. I'm talking about you be you, you be organic, you be yourself, you be authentic. But we're gonna grow this channel organically to find your audience, to find your lane, to talk about what you want to talk about, but to do it the right way. Don't get caught up in the analytics and the numbers. Don't get me wrong. I'm an analytical thinker, so I'm all about analytics and all that stuff, but I don't let it discourage me. I'm gonna tell you right now, I can literally show y'all. I can show y'all my channel and literally show you. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna show you. How about that? I'm gonna pull it up. Stand by. I can show you on how YouTube don't be pushing my content, and this happens because, like I said, I'm all about the analytics and all that stuff. All right, stand by. I'm just gonna use this as an example. So I'm gonna show you that this is the back office. This right here is considered like the back office of YouTube. This is what it looks like being a content creator, right? So I can go to my channel. So whenever somebody pulls up Mr. Think I'm Possible, obviously this is my channel. This is how it pops up for everyone else to see, right? So this is how it pops up for everybody else. When you become a content creator, you go into what's called the YouTube studio. So this is how it looks for regular, right? For everybody else, right? You can see my videos here. Now, I'm going to go into what's called YouTube Studio. So this is when you're a content creator. This is how it looks being a content creator. It gives you a lot of analytics. So right here, you see it says channel analytics, current subscribers, 1,946 subscribers, right? It's giving me some information here. Now, let me, this view, hold on one sec, because this view looks a little bit different. Oh, there we go. Okay, it opened up right there. All right, so now I'm gonna come over to where it says analytics. right? I'm gonna click on this right here. It says watch time hours. Do you see? I need 4,000 watch time hours in order to become fully monetized. I just highlighted that number there. I need 4,000 watch time hours to become fully monetized. Look at this, what it says here. It says your channel got 7,682 views. My bad. In the last 28. No, hold on. I need watch time hours. My fault. Let me go over to lifetime. That's still showing the views. I'm not looking at views. My bad. This is the number. This is the number right here. Do y'all see that number? I need 4,000 watch time hours in order to become fully monetized, but you need 4,000 hours within a 1-year time frame. A car guy, yes, I do have the Costin SB 95 Air Max, super comfortable. I did a review on them joints. Them joints is dope. If you take a look here, right on the screen, you see it says watch time hours. I got 9,300 watch time hours. So throughout the time that I've been on YouTube, I've already got more than double the amount of hours that I need, but YouTube put a restriction on it to where you must acquire this. You must meet this metric within a 365-day time frame. And that is what makes it so tough. That's what makes it tough. You gotta hit this metric within 365 days, or you begin to lose hours. I just wanted to use that as an example of when it comes to content and analytics. Here goes a video that didn't perform too well. This video right here, I made a video about the voodoos. Right? I'm gonna go into the analytics. Now this is all back office stuff. This video got 70 views. So you see this number right here. I got 70 views. This video has gotten 70 views since it was published. So I got 70 views on this video. Now, I want you to see the analytics on this. I'm going to go to what's called reach. Impressions means, and you're going to learn all of this lingo, and I can tell you all about this. I mean, for someone who's not a content creator, you're not going to care about none of this stuff. Being a content creator, this is the stuff that we look at, because this is how we can improve our videos and get better. But anyway, the video got 70 views. YouTube sent my video out to 628 people. So my impression click-through rate is called 5.3%. That's how many people that actually clicked on it. That's the percentage right there. Now, this is the impression click-through rate, right? We can go into what's called engagement, and it shows me my average view duration. So people watch this video for on average of 3 minutes and 8 seconds, which isn't bad, but that's not a bad time for people to watch, right? But my whole point, this is kind of like the whole, this is the reason why I'm showing you this backdoor stuff. If YouTube sent my video out to 628 people and 70 people watched it, how do I have 1,940 subscribers, but they only sent it out to 628 people? Make it make sense. So this goes to show you that YouTube did not share my own video with just my subscribers. They only sent it out to 628 people. So people that are subscribed to my channel don't even know that I made a voodoo video. That's the only point that I'm trying to make. This is an example. So when you hear people say YouTube be hating, this is what they mean. If I got 1,900 subscribers and they only sent my video out to 628 people, that means that YouTube did not push this video. That's fine. I'm gonna give you one more example, and then I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna get off the train. But I'm just showing you this just as like for backdoor purposes. Now, let me give you a video that I made that got 1,000 views. The taxis. Now watch this. Or even the rare airs. So I'm going to use this as an example. I'm going to go into my analytics. Now I want to show you all the difference. This video has gotten 1,255 views since it was published. Cool. Now watch the reach. YouTube sent this video to 14,000 people. Well, would you look at that? They sent it to 14,000 people and 1,300 people watched it. So with this video right here, YouTube spread my content out and I got 1,000 views off of it. But with my voodoos, they sent it to 600 people and I got 70 views. Yes, that is correct. That is correct. Now, once again, the reason why I wanted to share that with you, when we connect behind the scenes, after you get your channel started and all that stuff, if you have any questions, like I said, I'm not a guru on this stuff. Like, I'm not a guru on it, right? But I know it. Like, trust me, I know it. I can break this down. I can literally look at your channel and be able to tell you, because they're going to give you the analytics on it. I can literally look at your channel and tell you, yo, people are watching right here and they're dropping off here, because it breaks all of that stuff down. This is the reason why I watch so much of this stuff on like how to be a YouTuber. I watch so much of this stuff. If you look at my older content, I used to have like an intro. What's going on? You know who it is. MTIP. That is Mr. Think I'm Possible, where I challenge you to think that I'm possible. And in the back right here, I used to have a light. Right there. When I say I challenge you to think, and I will have that light like bing and all that stuff. People say, chill with the intros, right? You're wasting too much time. The first 15 seconds of your video, you have to kind of give people like a little teaser, like a movie theater. You got to tease them on what's to come, but you don't want to reveal too much, because the moment you start your video and say, I got him on this shoe, and let me tell you how I got him. The moment you reveal too much, they'll click off. But I just showed you the shoe. I got him on this shoe, but let me tell you how I hit on the sneakers at every single time. Now that's called a hook, and the person's going to be hooked in because they want to hear how they can get him every single time or whatever. But the moment I turn around and be like, in the very intro, I created 8 accounts and I always hit 2 out of 8, and that's how I get him. Let me show you how I do it. Now you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna go create 8 accounts and I'm gonna start hitting, the sneakers app just like you, and I'm not gonna watch the rest of your video. I don't know if that makes sense, but there's a hook. There's literally a strategy to making videos. There's a system to it to hook people in, but then you don't want to drag it out too long, because then they're gonna bounce, and people are weird. Like when I say people are weird, I don't really mean that. What I mean is the attention spans are so short. You got to find a way to kind of hook them in and keep them engaged and keep them hooked, right? And you don't have to have high energy. I'm a high energy kind of guy. Number one, I don't sleep much. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink energy drinks. I don't do none of that stuff. I've always been like, I'm a high energy type of guy, right? On and off camera. So we're even meeting in person, you're gonna see I'm not like, hi, how you doing? I'm Mr. Think I'm a high energy guy. So what you see is what you get. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. You know what I mean? But you don't have to have high energy. A lot of people think like you got to be all charismatic and be all this. You don't. Like you can be nice and boring and still have a huge following. And I don't mean to say boring because that sounds rude, but my whole point is you can be low energy and still have a huge following, because you're going to have a huge following of low energy people just like you. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. Like, it's okay. Like, be yourself. Man, there's going to be people that's just like you that's going to dig your content. I mean, they are. My bad. I know I was kind of going in. My bad. I'm not even trying to do all that. I'm not even. My fault. You know your stuff. I was really talking about on how like this is going to be future conversations that I will have with you, because what's going to happen is you're going to pour everything you have into YouTube, And it's not your fault. Like YouTube just ain't gonna be pushing, man. YouTube still don't push all of my content, and I can prove it, just like how I did. So it's not too it's that's the motivational piece to be like, yo, it ain't you, fam. Like, trust me, like, it ain't you. Like, YouTube be pushing whatever they want to push. Now watch this. Let me talk about Jay the Sneaker Guy real quick. And this ain't even a stab at him. Everybody's been going through like low viewership. So if Jay the Sneaker Guy gets 20,000 views on a video, they only pushed his video out to like 200,000 people. So 10% of 200,000 is 20,000. So that's still low numbers for somebody like him. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, they still didn't even send it to all of his subscribers, which is weird. It's like, if I have 1,900 subscribers, at the bare minimum, YouTube should push my video to 1,900 people. Bare minimum. You should at least push the content to the people that took the time and press subscribe or whatever the case is. Now, whether they watch it or not is on them. That's on my subscribers. But when YouTube don't even send me a notification, I got close friends of mine back in New York that hit me up and be like, yo, D, you ain't dropped a video a couple of days. You all right? And I'm like, yeah, I just dropped a video. Like, I just dropped like 8 videos in like the past 10 days, like literally. You know what I mean? I kind of been going in on like on my videos, you know what I mean? But they're not getting no notifications. It's not their fault. YouTube's not spreading the word. That's all that is. That's all that is. Oh, he said you're good. You didn't do nothing wrong. I'm just saying, I feel what you. He said, I'm picking up what you're laying down. Pause. But right. Yeah, man. Like, but this is all interesting too. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's all interesting because once you learn this stuff, there's gonna become a moment. There's gonna become a moment where you're just gonna make it on this platform. And honestly, it's like Jay-Z coming out with I don't know if Jay-Z is a good example, but it's like the baby coming out with, or little baby coming out with like they're so big at this point, man. Like, you can say anything and it's gonna be a hot track, right? You remember when Yeezy came out with that scoopity poop, poop to scoop, poop to scoop, scoop to the poop? Yeah. Like, I can say nothing on the track and it's gonna be a banger at this point, right? So eventually you'll make it on this platform to where it don't really matter what you put out, man. You're gonna get thousands of views and it is what it is. I'm not there yet. I will reveal something about myself, actually, because I've told this behind the scenes to Jay and Lewis and Purple Haze. My content has changed. Like, I used to go into like photo shoot when it came to like my content. And it was taking a lot of time. I changed my content around to where my strategy, and this is just something that I do. This is just something that I do. They say that you start to lose people's attention. Like, people have short attention spans, right? So you shouldn't go longer than 8 to 10 seconds without having something flash or change. There need to be this right here is called a talking headpiece. So if you're engaged and interested in what I'm talking about, you will sit here and watch me just talk. But we're live, so it's different being live. But if this was a video, this can get a little boring, right? So while I'm talking, what I like to do is I like to have things flash up on the screen. So if I say, hey guys, take a look at the heel and we have that Wings logo, when I say Wings logo, you're gonna see Wings logo on the screen as I'm talking about it. So as I'm talking, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. And you see, we have this D-Boss Wings logo right here. But as I say Wings logo, I'm showing you a Wings logo. And when I say this particular shoe has a big swoosh, I love the big swoosh. And when I say big swoosh, boom, that's what pops up on the screen. And you're gonna see the swoosh or whatever. And then it comes back to me or whatever the case is. Because what it's doing is it's taking your attention and keeping you there because something just changed, right? That's how I do my videos. So I was damn near doing like a photo shoot. Like I'll go out in public and go to a park or a mall or a nice place that has a nice scenery and all that stuff. And I was really putting like that type of a mountain view. I'm in Colorado. We got beautiful mountains out here. So I'm going to places where there's like nice mountain views and all that stuff. And I was putting in all of this extra work into my videos, and YouTube wasn't pushing my content. So now I'm like, all right, I'm going to sit my butt right here in my basement. And when I say take a look at the toe box, all you're going to see is toe box. And then it comes back to me. And these come stock laces with black laces. And there's a spare set of laces that comes with them. And yeah. And I'm making my videos literally like this now. I'm cranking my videos out because I'm putting less effort into it. Less effort. I'm not saying I'm not putting no effort. I'm just doing less. I'm not jumping in my car and driving 15 minutes away just for a nice scenery or a nice view. I'm not doing that no more. I'm like, man, YouTube ain't pushing my stuff. And that's not saying that y'all don't deserve it. I'm just saying, like, when time is short, look, I'm cranking these videos out fast now. And I'm like, Hov, I freestyle all of my content. I freestyle all of it. That's why I be making mistakes. I don't be editing out my mistakes. If I say something that's wrong or whatever, I can edit it. I know how to edit. I'm actually pretty good at editing. But why take the time? I be leaving it now. I'm like, man, screw this. like I just do. Like, I'm never gonna lie to you. Like, if you watch my content from, like, I don't know, about maybe 2 months ago, you're gonna see you're gonna see just like a difference in, like, today I shot a video outdoors because it was nice outside. But if I stutter or whatever, most people would take that out. Man, I don't take out. I stutter when I talk. I know I do. I mean, I have a stutter to where I repeat the same word versus get stuck on it. So I don't stutter by saying, like, these Jordans. I don't stutter that way. I will stutter and be like, these Jordans right here, these Jordans right here. That's my stutter. But anyway, I'll leave it in there. Man, I don't. Look, I'm talking about a doggone sneaker, man. I don't even care. I do care. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm like, man, look. Man, leave that in there. I'm human. I make mistakes. I can edit it out and do it again and do the video. I ain't doing all that. Like, I ain't. Because you can get burnt out. You can get burnt out doing this too. You can get burnt out. So that's pretty much it, man. Shout out to everybody who tapped in. I've been on here for almost 3 hours, which is crazy because time flies. It is a Sunday and time flies. I'm not tired. I ain't sleepy. I got my Xbox turned on. I'm about to play Dead by Daylight after I get me something to eat. I've been doing this intermittent fasting too. Like, I know this is a bad example because it's 11:30 and I'm going to eat because I'm hungry. Because what was it? It was about 9 o'clock when I got on. No, it was like 8:40. I don't know. Anyway, it was normally I only eat between the hours of 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. So technically I'm out of my time to eat, but I'm hungry, so I'm gonna eat. So the only thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push this 12 hours out. So tomorrow I'm not gonna eat until it's like 2 o'clock p.m. or something like that. You know what I mean? So I was gonna push the time out. But shout out to everybody who had tapped in. Let me tell you something. Y'all are literally significantly helping me by me getting on these lives and being here. Like, y'all are helping my watch time hours. I need like 420 hours before I'm fully monetized, and y'all are gonna help me get there even faster by just turning me on or whatever the case is. Pause. But you know what I meant. I'm about to head to the store. My girl is sick and she needs some meds. She asked me to pick them up for her. Yeah, man. Praying for a full recovery for your girl, fam. Go ahead and take care of wifey. I ain't mad at you. You're a good man, bro. You're a good man. Take care of wifey. 100%. 100%. Go ahead and do your thing. Shout out to everybody who tapped in. I already got a bunch of likes, so I appreciate everybody who tapped in. Just thank you. I appreciate you. There's a very good chance that I'll be on tomorrow. I don't have a time yet because, like I said, this is the busy season with the church. So I know the pastor told me we got to pick up like a bunch of turkeys, and I don't have a time. I'm on his time frame, but I'm off tomorrow. So if you see me pop on, just let it play in the background. I can use all of the hours I can get. Always loving this, and I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, call guy. I'm gonna give you my number on IG. I'll give my number, man. Hit me up. We'll be in touch. Sneaky Tyler said he's gonna watch the replay as he usually do. Good looking out, man. I appreciate you. It's always love, man. Y'all stay up. I'm out.